in the room. Please be reminded that we do have a capacity. So for those of your friends, family, colleagues who have not yet joined us, please let them know that we have begun our 2 days journey to learning and unlearning. Once again, you are all welcome. It would be nice for us to be able to address you by name. So once again, please rename yourself if you are using a device name. It would be much appreciated. And drop your flag. Where are you joining us from? It would be nice to know. This is a virtual conference that we know people are joining from worldwide. So please drop your flag in the comment section. Let us know where you are joining us from. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join us. You could be anywhere, but we can tell that you're very intentional people. Why? Because you are here to better yourself, better your families, better your relationships. So please sit back, relax. I hope you have your notebooks, your journals, pens, paper, highlighters, whatever you are going to need. 2 days full of information. Trust me, you will not be overwhelmed. I'm yet to see any flags. Please drop your flags. Where are you joining us from? Where are you residing? Where are you joining this 2-day conference from? This is day 1 of 2. We are set for a treat. Brace yourselves, buckle up. Please invite others, tell others that we have started. Thank you, Annie, joining us from Atlanta. We see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for positioning yourself. Dr. Abigail from Nigeria. Of course, we have the Netherlands in the house, Zimbabwe, Qatar. Wow, this is truly a global conference. We have the Middle East, we have Africa, America. Let's keep seeing the flags. Where are you joining us from? Don't forget to share the link if you have the link. Ghana, Christabel, or Christ Able. Let me not say your name incorrectly. Christ Able, good to see you there. Thank you for joining us all the way from Ghana. Wow, this is truly a global conference. Please keep dropping the flags. UK, now we're in Europe. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from the United Kingdom. You are truly welcome. Share the link. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your colleagues. We are set and ready to learn and unlearn what we know, what we don't know. So once again, spread the news. This is a life-changing conference, 2-day conference. You're set for a treat covering various different aspects of family life. Please keep the flags coming. Keep the countries coming. We're seeing you. Thank you so much. Please share the news. This is good news. There's one thing happening in the world today. It's marked 17th and 18th of July. Please also drop your emojis. How are you feeling? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Maybe out of this conference, you might realize something about yourself that you never knew, which is not a bad thing, but some people find that very overwhelming. Drop your emojis. How are you feeling? What are you expecting from the 2 days? Let's keep engaged. Please feel free, if you are comfortable, to put your camera on. You are free to do so. If you choose to keep your camera off, I would ask that you please stay engaged through the next few hours that we will be here. We would need you to be engaged. Like I said, this is life-changing, life-transforming. You will not leave the same. Your families will not leave the same. So please be prepared to engage. Please be prepared to please be prepared to engage. Please be prepared to take notes, lots of notes. If you've come without your notepad or your journal, you are free. Before we kick off, we have another 10 minutes before we introduce our first speaker of the conference. So pens, paper, notebooks, highlighters, you will need it. Trust me, you will need it. Please keep the flags coming. Where are we joining? If you have somebody in another country who does not know, like I said, this is a global conference, so please let them know. We want to see as many flags as possible. Please keep the flags dropping in the comment section. Thank you so much for all who have joined. Mrs. Patience, God bless you. Thank you for joining us. We see you there. Everyone who is joining and dropping your flags, keep the flags coming. Miss Carol, Miss Constance, Dr. Abigail, God bless you. Thank you for joining us. Keep the, well, I'm not seeing any flags. Please keep the flags dropping. We want to see where you're joining us from. This is a global conference set to change your life, to change your family. We don't want to leave here the same. And I can tell you the next 2 days are jam-packed full of information. You will not leave overwhelmed. It's just nuggets to keep you well equipped for your journey ahead. If you are a married couple and you are joining alone without your spouse, please, where possible, have your spouse sit with you. It is very, very, very important that you do this together. If you are single, you are about to be well equipped. Day one, the session after our session 2 is for you specifically. So please let the other eligible singles know that something life transforming is happening. Thank you so much. We have Nigeria in the house once again. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of you. Please keep the engagement going with the flags.
Welcome, welcome, we're so glad you're here. You've come with hope, you've come with cheer. A place of healing, growth, and grace. You are welcome to this place. Today we'll learn, today we'll grow. Discover truths we need to know. For every family, every home, you found a place where hearts belong. Welcome to the Holistic Family Life Conference, where vision becomes clear. Welcome to a place of healing, a place to conquer fear. Welcome to a place of healing, a place to conquer fear. Together we'll grow.
As the participants are coming in, we're welcoming you with our jingle, our song, our music for the conference. Please enjoy. Bounce along, nod along, tap your feet. Specifically made for this conference. This is a limited edition. You'll only hear it in this conference. No copyright allowed.
We'll strengthen marriages every day, choosing kindness all the way. Singles will gain purpose and direction. Building lives with wise reflection. We'll care for hearts and minds as one, until God's perfect work is done. Mental wellness, healthy parenting, healing marriage, growing children, purpose, vision, faith, transformation. This is where new journeys start. God is healing every heart.
Hello, hello, once again, for those of you who have recently joined us to the Holistic Family Life Conference 2026. You are in for a treat. Please, 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 like I said, share, because this is set to be 2 days of engagement, of learning and unlearning. This amazing 2-day conference is being hosted by the Vision Guide, and I will now welcome the convener of this conference, Coach Oye Esther. God bless you, and stay engaged. Keep dropping the flags. We want to see where you're joining us from. Keep sharing the link. Those of you who have the link, please keep sharing the link. Miss Oye Esther, over to you.
Thank you.
Oy Esther is a visionary coordinator of the Vision Guide Limited and the co-founder of Oy Yinka Visionary Life Foundation. She holds a Bachelor of Technology (B.Tech) in Electronic and Electrical Engineering. Although trained as an engineer, her passion led her to pursue a lifelong calling in education, parenting, and holistic family life. She is a certified educator, Oi Esther is a visionary coordinator of the Vision Guide Limited and the co-founder of Oi Yinka Visionary Life Foundation. She holds a Bachelor of Technology (B.Tech) in Electronic and Electrical Engineering. Although trained as an engineer, her passion led her to pursue a lifelong calling in education, parenting, and holistic family life. She is a certified educator, special educational needs, SEN, instructor, child psychology practitioner, counseling psychology practitioner, therapeutic play practitioner for children with additional needs, positive parenting coach, family life coach, and marriage counselor. She also served as an associate lecturer at the Institute of Student Affairs Management and previously worked as an Early Years Foundation Stage EYFS coordinator. She is the author of Selfish Parents, Thriving in the Thrill of Parenting. A highly motivated family life practitioner, Oi Esther is deeply committed to transforming families through practical, purpose-driven teaching and coaching. She believes that strong families build strong communities and that parenting is one of life's greatest callings. Her passion for parenting did not begin when she became a mother. It has always been a significant part of her life through years of community parenting initiatives, education, and social impact projects. She is passionate about equipping parents and caregivers with the knowledge, practical skills, and confidence needed to raise emotionally healthy, purpose-driven, and responsible children who will positively influence their generation. Every year, she leads a mission team to Nigeria, where they visit schools, support underprivileged children, partner with churches to organize family life summits, and host a Visionary Teenagers Connect program. Seeing what she fondly calls a growing glory children and teenagers flourish and fulfill their God-given potential brings her immense joy. Oi Esther walks alongside families during challenging seasons, helping them gain clarity of vision, rebuild healthy family relationships, and establish purposeful family values. She is passionate about helping parents heal from unhealthy patterns, intentionally reparent themselves where necessary, and create homes where every family member can thrive. She is the host of the weekly live broadcast Parenting Essentials, streamed across multiple social media platforms, where she shares practical insights on parenting, child development, marriage, and family life. She also leads a monthly fellowship known as a Visionary Teenagers Christian Fellowship, TVTCF, where she gathers teenagers together from different countries for impactful teachings and koinonia. Above all, Oi Esther is a devoted follower of Jesus Christ, a loving wife to her wonderful husband, and a grateful mother of two amazing children. Her life's mission is simple yet profound: to see families live intentionally, raise visionary children, and build lasting legacies for generations to come. Only the Vision Guides. Join us in celebrating and warmly welcoming Oi Esther, the visionary convener of the Holistic Family Life Conference, whose passion and commitment continue to inspire and transform lives.
Hello, beautiful people, and how are you all doing? I'm very excited that you are here, and just like the host said, that it's going to be 2 days of, a lot of things that is going to be happening, goodies, deliverance, and many other things. So if you are just here alone and you're thinking maybe somebody's going to need it, trust me, that person is going to need it. And that person will not just need it, the person will get the reward for it. So I want to officially, once again, welcome you to the Holistic Family Life Conference. And this is just the start up. We have a lot of things in stock. There are sessions also that is coming up today, and we have several sessions tomorrow. And I think the flyer is going to be, the schedule will be displayed as we go, so that in case you don't have it, maybe somebody invited you, you didn't register, these things you can have it. It should be in the comment section. So I want to welcome you. This is the Holistic Family Life Conference 2026, and I'm personally excited. I am excited for you. I am excited for the change that is about to happen. I am excited for myself because I am about to also learn new things. It's going to be a lot that is going to happen, and I just want to once again say welcome. So I know that the host asked you, but I also want to know where you're joining from. Where are you joining from? In case you're just joining and you didn't drop that in the comment section, I want to also know where you're joining from. Just let me know where you're joining from. I am connecting with you from the Netherlands, and I'm glad to be here. And everyone from the Netherlands, if you're there, I want to say hello from around the world. Hello. So what is Vision Enabler? Why are we here? What are we going to do? What is all about Vision Enabler? Why is this conference very important? Why do you have to be here? All these questions and many more is going to be unfolded in a short while. So I want you to just relax. For me, I take a lot of water. So I will advise you to get any drink of your choice. Are you a coffee person or you do your coffee in the morning? If you do coffee in the afternoon, I don't know what part of time you are, maybe morning, afternoon, and evening, just get your favorite drink at this point. Trust me, you need it. Is it tea that you like to drink? Please stand up and get it. Are you a lover of juice or just water like me? Just go ahead and get a glass next to you so that you can at least drink something when you think, okay, what was that all about? And trust me, it's going to worth your time. All right. And if you know anybody who is single, about to be married, engaged, the session that is coming after now, I wouldn't want even my enemy to miss out from it, even if I have any, which I don't think I have. So please make sure that you alert somebody quickly and let them know that something is coming up. There's a special session that is going to come after now and is dedicated for the eligible singles. Please don't miss out. So what are we saying? What do we need to do? What do we need to know? Vision enabler. But it's very important for us to know that before we build family, it is very, very important. It is essential for us to build wholeness. So see these 2 days as a journey towards wholeness. Maybe you even think, why do I need to be whole? I'm whole already. I have everything I need. I have good skin. I'm glowing. I have a good job. I have a very lovely wife. I have a very lovely husband and children. And you just think, I don't need wholeness. However, when we talk about wholeness, there are quite a lot of things that might be hidden. And what these 2 days is going to do for you is to dig deep to those areas that we don't necessarily see that we need wholeness from. We are talking about holistic wholeness. We are not talking about in our parenting only. We are not talking about wholeness in our jobs, in our singleness. No, we are talking about total wholeness, and that is the journey we are about to go on. Don't forget, it's about holistic family conference. You might be thinking, what is my business if it's just about family? But there are quite a lot of things that we are going to unfold. I'm not married. Why do I need to be here? You being a person, you are going to come together with another person. And together, two old people, they're going to make a vision-enabled home. And this is what we are going to be diving into in a short while. I want you to know that family is a divine institution from God, a divine institution. It is not human invention. It is not a cultural development. This is how we do in our culture. Family is not talking about, I'm from this tribe, I'm from North America, I'm from this. No, family is not a cultural development. It's God's establishment. God himself established family. And this is the good thing about it. So when we are thinking about family, it's high time we stopped and start to think, this is not about man-made thing. It is a defined establishment. So once again, welcome. If you're just joining, welcome, welcome. Please call on somebody. We are diving into it. Call on somebody. Welcome. This is day one, session one of the 2 days conference called the Holistic Family Life Conference. So this Holistic Family Life Conference 2026, it is not just another conference. I know you've been busy. You've had so many invites. You go to conferences. You go to conferences of thousands of people. You have seen a lot. Congratulations. But I want you to know at the back of your mind that this is not just, another conference. Let me just go. I want you to come here with an open heart, an open mind, a mind to receive. The moment we feel like, I just want to go because I want to, it's okay for you to honor your friend's invitation. But beyond that, there is a vision that we carry, that beyond you honoring somebody's invitation, there is a blessing that is in stock for you. There is an eye-opening, there is healing, and we don't want you to miss it. We don't want you to miss that. So I want to ask you, just like the host said earlier, do you have your journal with you now? How ready are you? Do you have your pen? What do you have with you now? Every family needs a clear vision. And when we talk about family, maybe you're thinking, I don't have a family of my own, but you came out from a family. So begin to reflect from your past, how you grew up, as I begin to dive into it. But I want you to know for sure that every family needs a clear vision. A clear vision cannot be achieved without a teaching priest. And I'm not going to say more than that for now. And this part of the teaching priest, I'm going to be saying it in my other session tomorrow. Every family needs a vision, but this vision cannot just be carried, cannot just be embraced without a teaching priest. So who is a teaching priest? We're going to be finding out that tomorrow. I'll talk about that much more tomorrow. So when we say family, what comes to your mind first? When you hear the word family, what are the things that come to your mind? People will think first about maybe your parenting, your relationship with your spouse, maybe your financial in the family. How do we sustain the family? What comes to your mind when you hear the word family? But if you want to look at it critically into the making of two adults coming together to become a man and wife. And that is why we call it holistic. That is why we are not leaving the eligible singles out. The making of two people. If you are married here, I want to say congratulations. If you're single, I want to say congratulations. But if you reflect, if I ask you genuinely, if you know what you know now, or what you're about to know, do you think you are still going to say I do to that lady or that guy? Okay, now that you have said I do, what can be done? Even though you are not very pleased, even though you are not very happy, what are the things that can be done? And that is why I'm going to say double congratulations to every eligible single in the house. You might be thinking, why am I waiting this far? Maybe God has a special plan for you. God is waiting for you to be eye-opened. You need an eye-opener, making you a old being and preparing you for another old being. And these two old beings will come together and carry vision, and they will be vision enabled. So it doesn't matter what state you find yourself. This is not a time for you to beat yourself down. I'm just here. My mate that they are here, they are married. Sister and uncle, brother, I'm happy for you because it's a privilege that you are hearing this and you're knowing this as a single person. If you hear the backstory of many married people, you will not envy them. Trust me. You will not envy them. You'll be glad you waited. And I will tell you for sure that your waiting is going to worth the wait. Because you knowing what wholeness means, it's going to give you a total package. There is something I call the total package. And I'm not going there today. But if you listen to me over the time of I've been coaching you for years, you will know what total package means. And I want to congratulate you for that. So this conference on its own, it's a total package. One should not miss any aspect. One should not miss, I will not come here. I want to sleep now. No, it's a total package. One session is going to be an eye-opener to another. So make sure that, make it a date with yourself. Make it a reward for your owners that I'm not going to miss anything out. I'm going to make sure that I'm available. I am going to make sure that I'm available. I said it earlier and I'm going to say it again. The eligible session is coming behind it. But beyond that, this conference is going to bring heart-to-heart conversation. And there's going to be another heart-to-heart conversation with the eligible singles. And if you're not single, you're married, don't think I don't have to be there. You're going to have a daughter. You have people around you that you're going to teach. You are going to learn something to also implement in your marriage. We're going to be talking about marriage in this conference. We're going to be talking about intimacy, parenting. There's going to be healing and therapy session. And there's another session which is responsible AI use for family. We have the spiritual aspect, spiritual alignment. So there is no aspect of you to miss out. So I'm encouraging you to brace up. Brace up. Let me see your comment in the session. Say brace up. Say with me, brace up. Or you can now personalize it and say, I am bracing up. Let me hear you say that, I am bracing up. For me, I'm bracing up. There is no two ways to it. Let me see you. Very good. I'm bracing up. Yes, I'm bracing up. I'm bracing up. Very good.
Raising up.
Very good. So this is a movement towards intentional living. It's a movement that you need and your generation unborn we need. Okay, what is the objective of this session? What are we expected to hold on to at the end of this session? At the end of this session, you should be able to know who a vision enabler is. At the end of this session, you should be able to know who a vision enabler is. There are quite a lot of things that you're going to know at the end of this session. But, I'm just going to run through what you're getting out of this session. So you'll be able to know what a vision enabler is. You begin to, have an honest evaluation of your own life. I used to say, and I'm going to say it again, unapologetically, that one of the greatest mistakes a living being, a human being can do, or a greatest damage that you can do to yourself is to live in denial, is to deny yourself of the truth that can bring healing to yourself. No, I'm okay. Because we've been patterned a certain way, and that is why we are going to go back to the beginning. We've been patterned even when we are dying, we should die in silence. We've been patterned even when we are crying, we are wounded, all we should respond is we are okay. But I want to tell you today, it is okay. It is very acceptable for you to accept that you are wounded. It is totally acceptable for you to know that I need help. It doesn't matter what the belief that you have carried over the years says, but I'm telling you confidently today that you don't have to live in denial. Be honest to yourself. So this is going to help you to have an honest evaluation about yourself. It's going to help you to recognize hidden pattern that is affecting your family. If this hidden pattern has affected your family, it means it's already affecting you. It is very easy for us to say, you know what, I'm not going to do what my mom did. I'm not going to do what my dad did. But saying it is not enough. I am not going to raise my children the way I was raised. It is easier to say that. However, beyond saying, there is need to go back to the foundation and do the needful healing where healing is needed. Clarity where clarity is needed, and ensuring that only the vision guides. And this session is also going to help you to understand that parenting and marriage are mirror of the heart. Your state of heart, your state of mind is what you see in your parenting. It's what you are seeing in your life, even in your business, even as a single person. You just believe that, you know what, it's just a class. Everybody's not comfortable around me. They're always comfortable. They're always complaining. This is time to know if really people are not comfortable around you, or there's something that you are holding on to, like a baggage that you need to drop. So I've made a decision, and I've done that many times, and I'm whole, I can say confidently. But as many that are going to join this journey, I want you to make a decision that I am ready to drop any form of baggage, any form of delay, setback in form of trauma, significant emotional experiences that is holding me back. I'm ready to drop them now. This session is going to help you to develop curiosity for a meaningful conference that is going to happen. It's going to help you to, you're going to look forward to what next. And most importantly, you're going to realize that transformation begins with you. So if you are ready for transformation, I want to see you in the comment section say, I am ready for transformation. I like to interact a lot. I like to know that I'm not talking to myself. So I encourage you, anytime I say I want to see you in the comment section, please let me see you there. Say to yourself in the comment section, I am ready for transformation. All right, let's talk about unhealed foundation. And it is very important for you to know that many people are trying to fix their children. If you're having children, if you're into parenting, a lot of people are trying to fix their children while the child inside them is still crying. Did you catch that? A lot of people are trying to, my child, my baby, my teenager, my this, but the child within them is still crying for help. They are still stuck in childhood trauma, childhood, whatever it is, experiences, anxiety. And they believe I can just patch that, overlook that, and raise an old child. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Many are still trying to build an healthy marriage on a broken foundation. I know maybe you have a lot of questions in your mind right now, and that is the essence of this session, to trigger you to ask questions within yourself. Am I trying to build an healthy marriage on a faulty foundation? Am I trying to build an healthy marriage on a broken foundation? And that is why I say, and I will say it again, for every single person here, big congratulations to you. Many are trying to, they're trying so much to build a foundation. Many are trying also to build a better family, but they have never paused to ask themselves the most important question: how healthy am I? I'm asking you today, how healthy are you? So ask yourself, call your name. You don't need to shout out. You are just in your space. Be sincere to yourself. It's okay to give yourself a tight hug, but make sure that you ask yourself this question: how healthy am I? Do you sincerely think you know the answer to this question? Do you know your health state? Do you know the condition of your vital signs? When you go to the hospital, you see the nurse at the front desk, they check your vital signs. Do you even know what is happening? Do you know what your emotional speedometer is reading? Do you know what your mental health is reading? But you just feel, I just feel cranky. So before we talk about parenting, before we discuss marriage, before we explore, communication skill and whatever it is, before we talk about mental health, let's focus about you first. I know maybe you're just tell me about marriage, just tell me, but let's talk about you first. Before we say all these things, we are going to touch them. But the point now is you are the most important. Let's first talk about you, because every family is only as healthy as the people building it. Maybe you are a mother, a wife, about to be married, waiting for the right person. Get this right and know for sure that every family is as healthy as those who are building it. So imagine somebody who does not understand their present health state. You don't understand your emotions. You don't know how your mental health is, you just juggling, you call it personality, mood swing. And for ladies, we have a lot of things to say. I'm on my period, that's why we have reasons to call these things. So imagine carrying these things, embracing it with joy, and you want to build a family. So you already know that there is no way somebody who is not old can build an healthy family. So tonight, I want you to know something for sure. It's okay. That's why I say get your glass of water or tea. Know this and know peace. We are not judging anyone tonight. Can I say that again? This session is not about judging anyone. It is not about saying, oh, you didn't do well, or this is who you are. This is not what this section is about. It's about our being honest to ourselves. We are being honest to ourselves. That's all this session is about this night. Because it is very important for you to know that a broken family cannot build a healed home. And another thing you have to know, that what you don't know that is broken cannot be healed. Imagine there's a glass in my hand, is already cracked, but maybe I have side effect or visual impaired. I'm not going to know. I will keep drinking with it. I don't know. This is how much a lot of us are just moving around. We don't even know what is broken. If we don't know what is broken, how can we work on fixing it? How can we work on the path of healing? How? The slogan for this conference says, seeing rightly, living well, and building strong families. My question now is, who is a vision enabler? Who is a vision enabler? A vision enabler is a person or an individual, an environment, a system that is powered. I'll take that again. A person, an individual, a system that empowers individuals and family to recover God's purpose for their lives. Not just only recovering God's purpose, but pursuing it. So for so many of us, we know what God wants us to do. We know this is how I'm being created. And for those of you that doesn't believe in God, you're going to bear with us, because here we believe in God. Whatever you believe, it's okay. We are not here to judge you today. But for many of us, we know that this is my purpose. But a vision enabler doesn't just know this is my purpose, they pursue it. Many of us are stopped on the aspect of, I know what God has called me to do. Year after year, we keep saying the same thing. I know what God has called me to do, but there's no single step that you have taken. You are not pursuing the purpose of God for your life. And when we say pursue it, you have to be intentional and fulfilling it successfully. So it means when you pursue, you don't just pursue and because it's tiring, I'm not seeing results, I will let go. No, that's not what it is. You will pursue it until you fulfill it successfully. That is who a vision enabler is. So we're talking about holistically today. A vision enabler is an individual, you are vision enabled. I know where I'm going to, I'm going towards it. I'm going to be successful about it. And at the end of the day, I know that I'm going to give a positive account. That is who a vision enabler is. So can I start to ask you, do you think you are vision enabled? But if your answer is yes, congratulations. And if your answer is no, congratulations, because you are in the right place. Because the sessions are strategically planned to help you become vision enabled. There is no accident in any of the sessions. So for a family, how do we know a family is vision enabled? They create home where love, communication, it's there. Their home is filled with love. There is open communication, conversation. Nobody is living under duress of fear. My mommy, my daddy. A lot of us were raised with this kind of fear. A home who was not necessarily, was not vision enabled, but we didn't know. A street parent, as we call it. We couldn't talk to our parents, some of us. You couldn't even, daddy is coming, everybody need to run away from the living space, the living room, because it's like principality and powers are coming. And this is what you grew up to know, that, you know what, you are a very amazing parent. You even pat yourself at the back. This is how I was raised. Do you think that make you a vision enabled? Don't forget, we said we are not judging tonight, but we want to reflect. We want to reflect. We are not judging anybody. We want to begin to see, am I actually vision enabled in my home? Do we have love? Is communication open? Our prayer life, are we healthy in our relationship? Are we flourishing? And a vision enabled home is a family that is going to help other families to recover, discover their own potential also, and help them through it, so that they can maximize the God's gifting for their lives. They model values. They have clear visions. They know what exactly they are going. They have a clear map. They are not just doing que sera, sera. I'm going to follow these people. I'm going to follow that. Don't get it wrong. I'm not saying copy or following other amazing family is bad. It's not. I've said this many times. If you do listen to me, it is okay. These people have the great places they are going to, and it's amazing. But the danger is when you follow a lot of amazing families, they are on a path that you don't understand. Let's use a location, for example. This family is on the way, they're journeying towards UK, and this family is journeying towards USA. These places are amazing. Tell about me, another family is journeying towards another part of the world. They are beautiful places, but you are going with them. At a point, you are going to get confused because the direction is not the same. How do you keep track? It is not because one family is going on a wrong way, but because you do not have a clear vision. So for a family to be vision enabled, you know what you need to look out for. So begin to ask yourself and begin to write it in your journal. Am I vision enabled? What do you get? Do you think so? It's okay, write it. The answer is for you and you alone. So a vision enabler is going to understand the strong individuals. They build strong families. They bring strong communication. They make sure everything is healthy. I want you to imagine a seed in a garden. Do you think a seed is going to carry just a potential, and this seed is healthy and it's just there in the garden? You just go there every day and you look at this seed. It's a very good seed. It has a great potential. It's very healthy. But you just carry it because you said you are vision enabled. And all you do is just to look at this seed and just dance with it. What do you think that seed is going to bring for you? That seed cannot flourish into a tree on its own. That seed needs a fertile soil, in its water, in its sunlight, in it to be, to remove the weeds around it, a constant care. But what many of us do, especially those of us, maybe you've been told over the time, maybe it's prophecy or something, that your son or your child, or they told your parent before you were born that you're going to have a daughter. She's going to be this. And they just carry the seed without watering it. And that is why a lot of people as adults, they are struggling to feed their full potential. And the parent will keep telling you, you will be okay. I know you'll be great in life. I was told before I was born. But yes, you are 50 now. You are not seeing the greatness. What happened? You're already 55, 60. You are in your 40s, 30s. But your parent kept telling you, they receive a word. I don't know from where. What happened most of the time is they were dancing with the seed without creating the enabling environment. So that is what we need to stay awake for, and not raise our own children the same way. I know we are all intentional parents, and for every of our growing glory, when I say growing glory here, no, I'm talking about the children. We have a word. So is that word enough to allow them, to help them to get into their full potential? Or do we have work to do? Do we have part to play? Yes, because no fruit, no seed is going to bring out food without being nurtured. It is very important. No fruit, no seed. So it is very important to start checking yourself. What do I need to do differently? As the gardener, what am I going to do with seed in my hand? So as a parent, you are the gardener. Who is going to be, you are the gardener, you are the vision enabler. Because this seed will not germinate until you do something. Your spouse, your mentor, your pastors, your coaches, also they are vision enabler for you. So we are told, it means who you listen to, where you worship, how you do things, is going to also be a factor to how you see vision and you become vision enabled. So we're going to do something quickly. We are going to have a mirror moment. I want us to reflect. And that means you are going to reflect on yourself. Whatever we are doing today, don't forget, is an eye opener. So most of these answers, if I ask questions, I don't need your answer necessarily today. And you don't have to come to the comment section to drop it. But please be sincere to yourself and jot the things that you know that I don't want to miss. Put it down. So let's have a mirror moment. I want you to just take a deep breath and think through and be sincere in your response to yourself. Don't forget, I said at the beginning that the greatest mistake or error a being can do to themselves is to live in denial and just to be saying, I'm okay. If nobody knew your name, who are you? And this is what I mean. Without mentioning your profession, without mentioning your name, without mentioning your children, without mentioning your achievements, who are you? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to think about this. Without me saying, I am Hoye Hester. I'm a parenting coach. I'm a family life strategist. Who am I? If you know the answer, please pen down. It is very important. Who are you? I'm giving this time because it's a very important thing. Even though I don't need your answers, I want you to answer yourself and put it down in the journal. Who are you? Don't say I'm a doctor. Don't say I'm a lawyer. I don't want to hear that. That's not what we're asking. Who are you? Maybe somebody is thinking in their head, if I don't say I'm a doctor, if I don't say I'm an engineer, so who am I? Okay, maybe a coach can tell us if you're saying that, if I'm not a coach. So who are you? Maybe that can help. It's nice to meet you. I am a visionary peacemaker. I am dedicated to raising an impactful individual and family while inspiring global change. Who are you? Yes, I see somebody saying you're a child of God. Very good. That is it. You are a child of God, but what God has called you to do, can you use it to state yourself? I'm also a child of God. Who are you? It's okay to write down, I really don't have clarity yet, in bracket yet. If you know who you are, state it down. Don't forget, without mentioning your profession, your spouse name, I am Mrs. Olawuyi. Okay, let me take the Olawuyi out. Who am I? I just helped by stating who I am. I stated who I am as an individual. I can also state who we are as a family. I know many people might struggle with this at this moment because, many people, they know who they are, what they do, but they don't know who they are. A lot of people, we know what we do. I'm a teacher, I'm a nurse, and everything. We know what we do, but only few people have come to the realization that I need to know who I am beyond what I do. So where is the manufacturer? Who is the manufacturer? How were you manufactured? How were you raised? I'm talking about nurturing. How were you raised? Everything that is being manufactured carries a potential. Everything, there is power in it. But do you know how you were raised? Do you know how you were raised? Every manufacturer had an intention for what they have manufactured. A phone has a purpose. A car has a purpose. Name it. A television, what gadget? Everything has a purpose. That is the same way that, we were also intentionally created. And that is why it's not enough to say I'm a child of God. It is not enough. We are also intentionally created. It is just that a lot of people will walk through this path of eternity on this face of the earth without actually knowing what they are supposed to be doing, who they truly are. But they will embrace what they do to the end of time. That does not make any difference. Nobody's judging if you're happy with that. But that is not enough. That is not the original intention of God. But here is the question. Did your life allow you to become who God designed you to be? The life that you are living, your past experiences, maybe your childhood experiences, environment that you lived, the school you went to, the church you went to, everything put together. Did life allow you to become who God has designed you to be? Or do you think life has redefined you? I just want you to answer to yourself. A lot of people will just look back and say, I was not like this. I was not like that. I don't know what came. A lot of people also tag it to growth. I'm growing. It's just growth. In these days, I don't talk too much. But I don't talk too much. For many of us, it's just traumatic experience. Maybe we were wounded by the people we trusted. And we now get back into our shell and we target growth. Who taught you what love looked like? Who? Answer to yourself. Who taught you how conflict should be handled? When you're upset, when this happening, when you're having issues, when it's just a conflict, conflict of interest, who taught you how it should be handled? Who taught you what marriage should be? How did you learn that? Who taught you how to express your emotions? And for those who are still into parenting, you have early years, you have young children with you, you have preteen. We are also doing some unknown damage to them by saying, you know what, don't cry. Why are you crying? On top of something small. Because that's the same way we were shut out of our emotions. We were taught never to name our emotions, never to own it. I'm upset, I'm sad, I'm not happy. And we are doing the same thing again to the next generation. Who taught you this? Who taught you what discipline looked like? Because all this answer that you're going to give to these questions are shaping your family, are shaping what you're building, are shaping who you are, and what is shaping who you are right now. Some questions, we don't see them as necessary. But until we go back to dig deep, we might not be able to fix what is broken. Better still, we might not even know what is broken. So we have some inherited beliefs that we have embraced over the time. So how did we get to what we believe that is right now? We live in a strange time and a strange world. Social media, you get there, you see people saying something, airing their opinions, speaking their jargons with confidence. And you see hundreds of people under the comment section say, good mother, very well. The child speak nonsense, I slap. This is not where I'm going to today. If you like, it just be my love for the children. I will tell you, don't break their head. However, they are your children, but please don't hurt them. That's not where I'm going to today. But we live in a generation that we embrace nonsense as long as you can speak it with confidence. And we call ourselves vision enabler, a family of vision. We carry purpose, and we are not letting our children know what audacity is in this world, in this age and time. I want you to just reflect. What are the beliefs that are inherited over the time? Because a lot of our beliefs are not consciously chosen. No. No. A lot of this is we just inherited it. What was passed down to me by my dad? What was passed down to me by my mom that I'm not even checking? I just embrace it. Was my family pattern inherited? What I'm doing now with my immediate family, did I inherit it without even checking? This is not saying that people are evil. Are we underline this very loud? I'm not saying this to say people are evil or family pattern is bad. That's not the point. But just blindly and repeatedly, repeating patterns that we don't know the why is what I'm talking about. You just embrace it and just say to your children, this is how my mom taught me, without asking the why, without you being able to ask questions to know that I know what I embraced. Imagine a man, who spend every Saturday, anytime they want to watch TV, to just eat the TV for like 5-10 minutes every day, just before on the television. And one day, the boy, his own son, was so smart and frustrated, like, Daddy, why do we have to slap the TV like 5 times before we on the TV? And the dad said, this is what grandpa used to do before putting it on. We slap it like 5 times, 5 minutes, then we on it. Then like that is going to work. But because we are raising amazing children, the generation is changing. The boy thought that cannot be. Just for before on it, I just have to slap. Then the boy went to the grandpa to ask, Grandpa, why do we need to slap the TV like 5 minutes before we on it? Because my dad said, this is how you on your TV. And grandpa just laughed and smiled. My TV was faulty. There is a loose cable. There is a loose cable. If I don't slap it, the cable will not connect and we cannot on it. Imagine if this boy did not ask the dad. Even after asking the dad has embraced an inherited pattern without understanding why. But the boy knew, I cannot just stop by accepting this point. I need, imagine if this grandpa is not there. That can be the next generation, we have moved from slim TV to flash TV. Now we are using AI, AI TV. The TV that you don't even need to move close. Come and it's on for us. And the boy is still slapping. This is what a lot of us are doing in our businesses, in our family life, in our relationship with the God that we call, that we serve. Inherited patterns. Another family is about their soup recipe. The mom said to this girl, make sure you cut 2 inches from the stick every time you want to roast it. Don't put it in this roast, make sure you cut 2 inches off. Don't put it like that. So one day the girl asked the mom, why do I need to always cut 2 inches off? So this is how I was taught. This is the standard. Sometimes we are always cranky and just yell at our children, sometimes a lot of people, because you don't know the why. I always tell parents, anytime a child asks you a question and you say, just say the way I said it, it's because you don't know your why. Calm down, daddy and mommy. Why are you yelling? It's just a simple question. But because you genuinely do not know the answer, you're just going to ask, you remember the method of don't ask any question is rude. You cannot do that with this generation. And that is why we have to all become a vision enabler. And this girl also went to the grandma to ask, why do I have to cut just 2 inches? It's not even half. Why do I have to specifically, the mom will say, measure. They have the rule, tape in their kitchen. They cut that out. Why do I have to cut 2 inches out of this stick every time, out of this roast? And grandma said, my oven was very small. If I don't cut that 2 inches out, we have to force the roast inside. So what pattern are you embracing that you have inherited, but you didn't check? Why? I said it before. I said it's not about a pattern being evil. It's about us embracing the pattern that is not relevant again to our now time, our generation. I don't know what pattern. You don't know what pattern. And that's why this session is just for you to open your eyes. What pattern, what do you inherit from generation past? What have you inherited from generation past? So I'm asking you a question now. If your child become exactly like you emotionally, would you celebrate or become worried? Be sincere to yourself. Write it in your journal. Just the way you are. The way you are at this moment. If your child, your children, they become emotionally just like you, is it a good news? Are you going to celebrate? Wow. Is this something of joy? Write it down. Don't tell us in the comment section. But don't forget that lying to yourself is not going to do you any good. It is very important. So a lot of people inherited anger, quite a lot of things, emotional dysregulation, because your child has not even seen you calm down in any situation before. Then when the child is throwing trauma, you begin to say, why are you on the floor? But what you do as an adult, as the mother or father in their presence when you're frustrated, is also throwing trauma in an adult form, but you don't know you're throwing trauma. And that is why I asked this question. If your child is just going to become like you, do you think that's a good news? Is that enough? Or do you think you still have a lot of work to do? Are you fighting dysfunction without even knowing it? We live in a time that dysfunction has become, it doesn't look dramatic. It looks so calm. And because everything looks calm, we don't necessarily have to know that this is dysfunction. This is why we have to be awake. This is why we say only the vision guide. Because when you hear dysfunction, what you are looking for is drama. Drama. It is not dramatic anymore. We are in another generation that dysfunction does not look dramatic. So it takes intentionality for you to be able to underline that this thing looks normal, does not mean it's okay. So who is the parent behind the parenting? Who is the parent behind the parenting? The children will not only inherit or take your DNA. They are not just taking your DNA. They are going to inherit your atmosphere. It means the way you behave in the house, the way you set up your house. There is what I love to call enabling environment for parents. And we're going to be doing all that later. The children are going to inherit the atmosphere. They are going to inherit your emotional pattern. They are going to inherit your beliefs, your fears, the way you respond, your responses. They're going to inherit all that. So it's very important for you to do a stop and check and reflect. Do a stop and check and reflect. And know that my children need much more than my love. My child deserves more than just my love. Your children deserve more than just your love. They deserve your healing. When you walk through the journey of healing, note, you are first healing for yourself. Yourself. So that would be one of the greatest gifts you can give to your children and your spouse. As a single lady, as a single guy, your healing is one of the greatest gifts you can give to that another old person that you're waiting for. So instead of looking, where's the person? I don't want to talk too much because a table turning is coming soon. Why not work on your healing? Do you think you are whole? That was one of the questions I asked in the beginning. You deserve to be healed. Your children deserve the healing of the gift of your healing. Your spouse deserves it. Let's go and check our marriage. Let's do a quick marriage check before I round up. Let's do a quick marriage check. So for the eligible singles here, you think, a lot of people think marriage is a university of wholeness. A lot of eligible singles, ladies and guys, instead of them working on themselves, they are waiting for the right guy and the right lady to come and help them to heal. When we get married, things are going to get her. I'm always cranky and shouting at people in the office because I'm not married. Once I'm married, the relationship between husband and wife is going to help me to be calm. Hello. Honest is not going to happen in the university of marriage. So don't miss the next session. Let me just leave that. But this is the mindset of a lot of people. Marriage is just only going to expose who you are, who you already are. It's not going to create another you. Can I say that loud? Marriage is not going to create another you. It's only going to unfold who you already are. Marriage is going to reveal everything that you don't even know about yourself. If you have not done, gone through the healing process of the past experiences, and you just think I've moved on, that is gone. It's okay, I'm fine. So marriage is not a university of wholeness. It is you giving your spouse to be the gift of wholeness. And you also expecting another old person to come to you. Let's check our marriage reality check. For every married person here right now, I'm just going to ask you gently, are you enjoying your marriage? Can you confidently say, I am enjoying my marriage? It's okay if you're not. Congratulations if you are. If you're not enjoying your marriage, I believe that these 2 days is going to help you to know what to do to start the journey of healing. And that is why you should not miss tomorrow morning. They have a therapy session, which is the healing session. I can't wait to just sit with my husband and cuddle him throughout the session tomorrow morning. So it's not about we are saying, these people are okay. And then me and my husband are okay. We are no, beyond that. We're talking about wholeness. And I believe every intentional person should be able to embrace this. So it is not about merely surviving. How do you feel emotionally in your marriage? I'm talking about to married people here. Are you happy? Are you genuinely happy? Are you happy? Is there something? Are you airing your opinion without fear? I don't want to sound like this because it will sound bad. If I say like this, I might be misunderstood. Can you forgive? Can you apologize? Can you be vulnerable? Please answer these questions to yourself. If these questions are not what you need to hear, if you cannot forgive, for example, if you cannot be vulnerable, that means marriage is showing you where you need to heal. It means marriage is showing you where healing is needed. And this is why I'm continuing to say that do not miss any of the sessions. A self-assessment. I have a few questions for you. We are rounding up soon. I have a few questions for you. If you know who you are, just grade yourself from 1 to 10. As I'm saying this, you don't have to necessarily write it, maybe, but you can catch up the replay later to get the questions for yourself. But just grade yourself. Highest being 10, lowest being 1. Do you know who you are? I know who I am. If your answer is 10, put it there. 5, 6, put it down. I know who I am. What do you say? I forgive easily. It's there on the screen. You can look at it. I regulate my emotions well. What do you say? I receive correction well. I feel secured. I know my purpose. I enjoy healthy relationship. I feel emotionally whole. I experience peace. Please grade yourself. Please don't drop it in the comment section. Be sincere to yourself and keep it with yourself. It is very important for me to hear this very loud and clear, that throughout this conference, I want you to resist the temptation of saying, I wish my husband was here. Throughout this conference, I want you to resist the temptation of saying, I wish my wife is hearing this. I wish my children, maybe adult children or teenagers, they are hearing the same thing with me. I wish my children are listening. Resist this temptation. Don't think like this. Instead, I want you to think about, Lord, God, what are you trying to show me? This is one of the errors that people embrace, even when we are in churches, wherever we go to worship, when the minister is ministering, you just feel, I wish my neighbor is here to hear. Why is it not for you? Why do you think that word is for your neighbor? Why do you think your husband is a problem in the marriage? Why are you thinking your wife is the issue? Why are you thinking, I don't need this, it's my spouse that needs this? Resist this temptation and ask, Lord, what are you showing me? Because you have to know that transform family will begin with transform individuals. Transform family is going to begin with the transform individuals. So I asked at the beginning, are you all? Are you all? So just take a deep breath instead of thinking, I don't know, maybe you're already thinking about, you know what? If my brother is here now, my wife is here, not this time, not this time. Are you all? Because healing is a gift. Healing is a gift. You cannot consistently give your family what you do not possess. You don't have it, but you want to say, I'm going to raise an old child, but you are not whole yourself. I want to have an enabling environment, but you don't have an enabled mind. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Healing is the greatest gift you give to yourself first. You give to your spouse, you give to your children because they deserve it. No human being deserves to be with somebody who is boiling, who is wounded. But the good news is, even if you are wounded, there is room for healing. Even if you are wounded, healing is possible. So you have to first determine, I want to be whole. I want to heal. Because if you're not determined, no matter how, no matter the process of the sessions that we're going to be taking, you will not see the need to be whole. You'll just be giving reasons why you have to hold on to the bruises in your body. Why? I cannot forgive. I'm okay, I'm going on. But you need to let go and let God. As we round up today, please get ready for the next session. I am very, very ready to also. I hope she's there. Host, can you check if Coach Dima is around now? Coach Dima. All right, reflection question. I want to just ask you more questions as we go. And I need you to keep these questions with you also as we go. Keep it with you throughout the sessions. You answer now. After another session, check your answers. Are they changing or they are still the same? Till the last session, check your answers. Are my answers remain the same or they are changing? Who am I beyond my roles? Just the way we started. What shaped my belief about my family? What unhealthy pattern have I unknowingly inherited? What do I need to heal from? This is a big question. Star number 4 question. Number 4 question, it's very important and it's not negotiable. Every human being must get to the point of asking, what do I need to heal from? Because if you don't know what to heal from, where will the healing be needed? So what legacy am I currently creating? Let's be sincere to ourselves. What legacy am I creating for my generation and the unborn ones? You are married. What kind of spouse are you becoming? You are going to get married soon. You are waiting for the right person. What kind of spouse are you going to become? You're going to be a parent one day. What kind of parent will you become? You are already into parenting. What kind of parent are you? What kind of parent are you? Answer that question to yourself. So what is going to stop with me? What is going to stop with me right now so that I know I don't continue the past generational mistakes? What am I going to be intentional about so that I don't just roller coaster? This is how we did it, and that is it. And because you heard your daddy, your father, your parent, your grandparents said the same thing, my grandfather did this and you cannot change it. This is who we are. Is that the same method you think you want to continue now? It's totally up to you. But in all your decision, don't forget that those children are entitled and trusted into your hands and you're going to give account. So make sure that the decision you're going to make in what you want to embrace about your past inheritance is going to make you worthy to give a good report on those seeds in your hands. As I round up, I want you to know that a vision enabler does not give people vision. Because this is a very sensitive thing. I've mentioned that we have to, the pastors we listen to, the church we attend, we as a parent, we are vision enabler to our children, but we are not the giver of the vision. And this is what a lot of people do not want to hear. We have ministers, we have elders. They want to tell you what to do, and the moment you don't accept it, you're rude. You're not honoring them. You're disrespectful. As a true vision enabler, you do not give people a vision. as a vision enabler, you're going to help people to see clearly, to grow intentionally in whatsoever vision they have in their hands. You're going to help them to become whosoever God has created them to be, the original creation of God. That means you're not going to impose on your child, you have to be a doctor. The medicine is good. I know what is good for you. I know what is good for you. That is not a true vision enabler. Just because you didn't pass the medical school and you carry the bruises over the years, decade past, you said, my son must be a doctor. You don't care about what they think, what they feel. A true vision enabler is not going to behave like that. So who is the vision enabler in your life? And what sort of vision enabler are you to the life of the generation that has been entrusted into your hands? Your children, maybe those children around the world that God has given to you. Who? Who is whose vision are you intentionally enabling your life today? Whose vision? Do you even have any vision? Are you confused? What state are you? What state are you? I'm going to give a moment, just a minute. Just a minute. And I'm going to just keep the floor open. I think we have a few more minutes. Maybe somebody wants to ask a question. You want me to buttress something? But I'm going to give you a few moments, just a moment, 1 minute, to think about all those questions. And get your pen. Get your pen. And write it in your journal. Write in your journal. You have a moment. You have time. We are not here to rush ourselves. We are here to be sincere with ourselves. So the floor is yours. Write it out. What sort of vision do you carry? Who are you? Do you think your children feel emotionally connected with you? Do you even understand what vision enabler is? Do you think you are vision enabled? Do you think you need healing? All right. I'm just going to stop for now. We have a few moments. So if you have questions, you can use the emoji. Use your hand up. Let me know if we have questions. Let me know if you have questions. This is just to let us know and to prepare us for the next session. But I want us to take the advantage and ask questions since we have more time. Okay, you're struggling with emotions. Do you know why? You have target, you are comfortable and say, this is my personality. Is this truly your personality? Or something happened? I don't take nonsense. I don't take nonsense. I don't like children being messy around the house. I don't like this. Is this truly who you think you are? Or do you think you need to dig down to know what went wrong? What went wrong? Why am I finding communication? I don't know if there is, I'm not sure if I can see any hand up. You can drop your question also in the comment section. You can drop question, you can unmute, you can use emoji. All right, while we wait for that, if there is no question, I want you to do this. I have some statement that I need you to finish up. I want you to finish some statement up if there is no question. So you want to picture yourself and make a statement out of it. I'm going to give you a lead. You write it down, then you finish the statement. I'm giving you a lead. You write it down, you finish the statement. So get your journal and pen ready and write it. In my family. Can you please put something and finish that statement? It doesn't matter what you put at this moment. Just put that down. In my family. I don't want to give any example because my example can just be what somebody's going to grab. No, I don't want that. In my family, what do you think you can use to finish that statement? let's be fast about it so that we can cover this. In my family. Are we together? Let me know if you're together. Can you give a thumbs up and let me know we are together in the statement formation? Are we together? Are we writing it? In my family, can you complete that statement for yourself? In my family, write it. What do you think is fitting in? The next statement, you never do what? Put it there. What somebody else is writing is not your business. What I'm going to write is not your business. So that is why we are not dropping that in the comment section. And that is why I'm not citing example, because it's very easy to get, that also sound like me. You never do what? Write it down. We never, yes, hello, write it. In my family, then go to the next one. You never do what? I'm going to another statement. You always do what? I know what we always do, and I don't want to say it out. If I say it out, you grasp it. And remember, this is a honest journey. Your journey is your journey, and my journey is my journey. And we are glad we are here all together today. Are you completing that statement? You always do what? You always do what? That is the third sentence. Don't mix them up. We always. Number 3 sentence. The first sentence, children should. So this is going to be based, everything you're putting down is going to be based on your belief, what you do, the vision you have, what you represent. Children should what? Write it down. You're going to own these 10 sentences. And as we continue in all the sessions, from the next one to the other ones, you are going to go back to all your sentences and be changing. So over the time, these sentences might be changing, might underline that. And some of them need to be strengthened. It's going to be an addition. And that is why you have to keep them safe and own them. And you begin to change as we progress where change is needed. Children should. Another sentence, men should. What do you believe? Men should, in my family, men should. Then women should. Are we writing? In my family, men should always command the ladies. If that sounds like your family, please put it down. And that is totally okay. There is no right or wrong answer. Women should just obey and say, yes, sir. If that sounds like your family, please put it down. There is no right or wrong answer. In my family, money is, write it down. For some family, it's going to be, money is bad. So we don't want to be carried away. If that is what your family stands for, there is no wrong answer. Just write it down. But make sure that whatever you write down, embrace it. Keep it with you all through the sessions. In my family, love is, what is love to your family? Can you write down? In my family, love is, what is love ringing in your family? What is love saying in your family? How does love look like in your family? In my family, discipline is, what is discipline in your family? Is discipline, does it look like punishment in your family? I'll just kick the head of that girl, that child, and say, shut up. It's okay. Write it down. What is discipline? How do you define discipline in your family? And if you are thinking, okay, discipline does not necessarily have to be about children. I just use the example. So because everybody should do this, be single or you're single or married, it doesn't matter. You should be able to put these sentences out. So if you're single, what does your family say? Your past belief, your present, whatever you believe now, it's, the reflection of where you're coming from. So discipline is what? Ability to maybe save money, or what is discipline to you? Being hungry and saying, no, I'm not going to spend that money. What is discipline to you? It is own it. It is for you, own it and just carry it all through. In my family, failure means what? That's another sentence entirely. Failure means, Please write it down. In my family, failure means. And some people are already saying, God forbid, God forbid. I'm not going to write that down. Why are we talking about failure? Why should I say in my family, failure means to raise self-governed child who are going to stand to be the solution provider to the generation to yet unborn. They will try many things many times and they will fail. They will fail through it to know the best way to provide solution. So what is failure to you? Does failure mean, it's end of time? That's the end. In your family, failure means what? To your personal life, failure means what? Does it mean an opportunity to know how to do things better? In my family, failure means another opportunity, the greatest opportunity to know how to come out better, to do things better. Does that sound like you? Put it down. It doesn't matter what you think. So these statements that you have within you is going to reveal the internal operation system that you carry. It's going to reveal who you are within. I said it at the beginning. I said a lot of people do not even know who they are. But statements like this are going to help you to guide into wholeness, into revealing the clear vision that you might not necessarily carry. I said a lot of people are fighting dysfunctionality, but they are not even aware. But this statement is also going to be a guide to know, because you're going to keep checking from one session to another, right? It's going to help you to be a guide. Okay, am I into dysfunctionality and I'm not aware? All right, if you have your statement, you have them, you get everything I was saying. I want you to tell me in the comment section. You have your statement, you have everything intact. We are rounding up. The next session is about to start. I am personally excited. Let me know in the comment section if you were able to get all the sentences and you put them down for yourself. Let me know in the comment. Let me know in the comment. All right, before I hand over to the host, I'll just quickly give a shout out. I have some of my mamas here today, and I would just love to give them a shout out. I can see Mama there. Mama Margaret is here joining us from the Netherlands. And I'm glad to see you there. Mommy Pat is right there. She's going to be blessing us tomorrow. Please don't miss out. Don't miss out. Mama Pat is blessing us tomorrow. And I can see two of my mamas here. God bless you. God bless you. Over to you, the host. Then we can welcome Coach Chidima. I believe she's here. All right. Okay, let me know with emoji. Did you get something? Did you get something? Did you get your sentences? I want to see the comment. I'm right here checking. Let me see. Are you on the journey? Did you start the journey, or I'm not sure I want to start this journey of vision enabling. I'm not sure. Are you on the journey? Did you get the sentences? Yes, I did, ma'am. All right, Dr. Abigail, I'm glad you did. Aruna, yes, awesome. Thank you. Awesome, Stashine. All right, can I see you? Can I see that in the comment? Did you get that? Omotola, very good. You got that. Yes, I did, Deborah. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. And you know what? You want to watch this again. Everything is going to be recorded and we're going to share with everyone who registered. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And God bless you. Please stay tuned. Don't go away, because what is coming is hotter than what you can imagine. God bless you. Over to you, the host.
Wow, 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 wow. Coach Oye Esther kicked us off amazingly. God bless you, ma'am. Thriving in what you do best. We appreciate you so much. Please, I would like everybody to write a sentence, one takeaway you've taken from session one, a word, a sentence. You can use an emoji to describe what you have taken away from session one. This is only session one. So if you think that this was jam-packed, then we still have session 2 and 3 to go for today. And then, of course, we have day 2 awaiting us tomorrow. So please use an emoji, one word, one sentence that you are taken away from session 1. Session 1 was our vision enabler session taken by the one and only Coach Oye Esther. I can say for me, I won't be able to type it, but I would say that the question that stood out to me that she said is, are you vision enabled? This was a question that really struck me. it causes everyone, each and every one of us, including myself, to really look introspectively, look at myself. Am I really vision enabled? If you are already married, are you both vision enabled? If you are eligible single waiting to be married, are you vision enabled? And who are your vision enablers? And whose vision enabler are you? So please continue to keep the emojis coming. How are you feeling? Session one is done. Session one of our 2-day conference is done. Once again, thank you very much, Coach Oya Esther, for taking us through the first session, Vision Enabler. We have a lot of questions to go away from day one with, but we will not be going anywhere just yet because our second session is about to kick off, and this is tailor-made for the eligible singles. Note that I said eligible singles. There's a difference from being single and eligible single. So this is tailor-made for the eligible singles. Please, if you know somebody who is yet to be here, you need to send them the link and tell them to run. Do not walk. Don't take a stroll through the park. Go straight to goal and get here with speed because we are about to start our second session, which is framed by vision and it's taken by Coach Chidima. Media team, please proceed with her bio video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Chidima Nwobi, fondly called the Queen of Happiness and Human Flourishing, is the lead coach and co-founder of Start Your Marriage Right Academy, which she co-manages with her husband and partner in bliss, Chinedu Nwobi. Together, they offer premarital coaching and also train other marriage mentors in the art and science of premarital coaching. She is also the creator of the Flourishing Together Couples Project and the Harmonious Living Process, and has spent over 10 years working with a growing clientele across 7 countries, supporting couples and families through her transformative solutions. She serves as a director of studies at the Institute of Family Engineering and Development, where she is also a master trainer of family systems engineering. With her team, the Institute has trained over 800 family life practitioners in the family systems engineering approach to marriage and family flourishing from 2016 to date. She is a member of the International Coaching Federation, ICF, the Family Life Coaching Association, FLCA, USA, and the Network of Family Systems Engineering Practitioners, NFSEP. When she is not coaching, mentoring, speaking, or training people to maximize their powers and potentials towards achieving their desired outcomes, Dinma will be found reading or playing with a family and rocking her own kind of happiness and dancing. Even though some haters say she cannot dance, Chidima and Chinedu are raising 4 amazing kids, living out the very family legacy they help others build. We welcome Coach Dinma to the Holistic Family Life Conference 2026.
Thank you so much, media team. Coach Chidima, over to you. Eligible singles, please buckle up. It's about to be a good time. Coach, over to you.
All right, thank you so much. Is that Malaika? Is that the pronunciation of your name?
Malika Ma.
Malika, okay. Because I know Malaika. Malaika, something about love, right? What's the meaning of Malika, if you don't mind me asking?
It
Do you
means,
know?
I do know, it means angel.
Yeah. Oh, you see, and you have that angelic voice. Thank you for that warm welcome. And thank you, everyone. I'm excited to be here. Thank you to the host and visionary, Coach Esther, and every team member. It's a delight to be in this conference with you all. And I've been charged with leading the conversation. I like to say leading because we're going to be having a conversation, and I'm hoping that as many singles that are here, it's going to be the best vision-led conversation you have had yet. And I put yet because you still have a lot to learn. So I'm going to be discussing framed by vision. So I'll start with this. If we have singles here, You don't need to put your answers in the chat room, but my question is, have there been times where you felt confused about your relationship journey? Maybe for you, you may have felt, oh, am I falling behind? Is everybody getting married? Or perhaps, you know how they say, oh, if you have missed your soulmate, maybe you've missed out on God's timing and on. But I want you, even with that question in mind, to just curiously allow me to ask you these questions. What if your single season isn't really about waiting? Could there be something else that the single season it's about? What if your single season it's about becoming? And what if that season is actually designed to help you clarify your vision for your life? Because I believe once we bring vision into the whole conversation around singleness, around preparation for marriage, everything changes. Because where there is vision, there's going to be direction. Where there is vision, there will be intentionality. If you are vision enabled, like the theme of this conference is, you're going to bring discipline to dating. You're going to be doing singleness and even preparing for relationship from a point of purpose. Because where vision is absent, people naturally drift. So I see in my work that I do with my team at the Start Your Marriage Right Academy, I see a lot of singles who are not just struggling because they are single, but are struggling because they are drifting. They are drifting away emotionally. They are drifting away relationally. They are drifting away even spiritually. And let me tell any single here listening to me, when you drift, you could mistake loneliness for readiness. You could think maybe I've been single for too long, so I am ready for relationship. But that's not really what it is. So this afternoon, my topic is framed by vision, and I am here to answer one question. If I can help you answer that question, then our time here is done. And that question is, what role does love and relationship play in a vision-led life? Please put that down, because at the end of our time together, you should be able to answer that question. And when I got this invite, she was like, oh, you're going to be talking to eligible singles. And I think when Malika was also introducing the topic, she did say, oh, if you're an eligible single. So let's start with that. What does being eligible mean? And who is eligible for marriage? Is it that person that is old enough? Is it that person that has a job? Oh, he's financially stable, so he's ready for marriage. Whilst these externals might make somebody eligible for marriage in terms of age-wise, financial-wise, and all of that, they don't necessarily make somebody ready for marriage. Because there's a big difference between being eligible and being prepared. Eligibility could help you get into a relationship. Oh, I'm old enough. I have a job. The next thing I want is a woman or to build a family. But it's only preparation that can sustain one. So I want us to go above that age-long misconception that age is what prepare people for love. There are 45-year-olds who are not ready for marriage, as well as they could be a 27-year-old man who is ready for marriage. So it's not time that prepares people for marriage. It is transformation that prepares people. And when we talk about framed by purpose, and we're seeking to talk to eligible singles, I'm hoping that you're not just thinking eligibility because of your age. My question is, how prepared are you for a relationship that is vision-led? Because there might be two ways to choose a relationship. It's either you're choosing a relationship that will give your life vision. Have you seen people say, oh, when I marry, we'll now build something together? That's fine. You're either going into marriage for that marriage to give you a vision, or you are going into a relationship that aligns with the vision you already have. Now, there's a difference between the two. When you go towards marriage so that it can give you a vision, so that it can give you a purpose. And sometimes for us from Africa, there is this misconception that a woman's life doesn't really have that direction. It's when she marries, she will now help her husband to fulfill his vision, as if God created the woman as a mannequin to just be waiting for the man, right? So when you are preparing for marriage to give you a vision, it can lead to dependence. It can lead to you just settling for anything because you don't know what your life is about. But if you are going into marriage that aligns with a vision that you have, then what you are seeking for, even in the dating zone, is partnership. It's clear for you that you're out there looking for somebody who can align with this vision. But if you yourself do not have a vision, then anything goes. So that's why I say to people, singleness is a season for intentional preparation. And it's not just about those who are eligible. It is about those who have a life that is clearly framed by vision. So that when you are coming into a relationship, you are seeking partnership. Because that single who understands purpose, that single who already has a vision for his life, is not just in their singleness waiting passively to be chosen, but rather it is purposeful becoming. So let's tie this in. Imagine, for example, somebody gives you the keys to a Ferrari or whatever be your dream car. Just the fact you have the keys, will that make you a good driver? Like somebody just sees you and gives you a key to a Ferrari, a Bugatti, or whatever, and you just have that car. Does that make you a good driver? Certainly not. Because possession is different from preparation. There are some people that are in relationships that are dating. They are not even prepared for that relationship. And so you're wondering why the relationship doesn't go to the next level. You could just be there. You could have the nomenclature. You are somebody's girlfriend. You are somebody's boyfriend. You could possess the title, but you're not prepared. And guess what? Receiving love is quite different from being prepared to build it. I have seen people sabotage good relationships because they were not prepared, not because the person was not loving, not because the environment was not nurturing, but they themselves were not prepared even for the love that they were verbally telling us that they wanted. Because marriage does not automatically produce emotional maturity. Somebody gives you a wedding ring, that does not automatically make you wise. And so there are skills that need to be developed even before that. I'm tying this back to vision, but I needed to give a clear introduction. Because I believe that one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself and give to your future spouse is not love. It is a life that already has a vision. Did somebody get that? The best gift you can give yourself is a life that already has a vision. Because people without vision often expect relationship to give them purpose. But I dare tell you, when you are living a purposeful life, your relationship is an add-on. You're not looking for somebody to complete you. You're looking towards somebody that you can build something meaningful with, and that's a difference. But if you don't know who you are, you don't know what your life is about, you don't even know what makes you wake up in the morning and you're happy to be alive, then you're looking for completeness. When the man bones, you're like, oh, why is this carrying face? Is this something I did? If you're busy doing purpose, I'm not saying your partner should be boning, but you're more concerned with things than even looking at the surface things. So let's tie this together. So I'm not here to help you find the right person. No. If maybe you heard framed by purpose and you're like, hey, we're going to get tips on how to choose Mr. and Mrs. Right. Do you know that if you go online, how to find the right person is not one of the top 3 searched questions on Google by singles? So that's not what we're discussing tonight. We're discussing how you can become the kind of person your vision requires. Because when your life is framed by vision, you will stop asking, who should I marry? But you will now start asking, how do I fulfill the vision God has placed in my life? And who can go on this journey with me? Because the clearer your vision is, the clearer your choices for who you. Do you know, if you know your vision and what you're about, there are some dating proposals you won't go on the date, not to talk of when you now go to know whether you will go for the second one. Your boundaries become clearer. Your standards become clearer. Because people often think that, let's say, for example, when the Bible tells us, my people perish for lack of, where there is no vision, the people perish. I like how NIV version puts it. It says, where there is no revelation, people cast off restraint. Sorry, I'm Christian, so I could bring some things from there, but I'll make it as relatable with everyone, irrespective of your creed or religion. But that thing struck something in me, because people drift where they don't have a vision. If you don't have a direction for your life, you will settle. If you don't have a direction for your life, you will make short-term decisions that will compromise your long-term purpose. So being framed by vision as a single does not only show you where you should go, it tells you how you will live your life. And I'm going to be speaking on this, but I'm going to be using the self-ready for love framework to say that for any single here, if you want to know if you are framed by vision and if you are living in alignment to choosing a relationship that is led by your vision, let's take it through this. And it's a 6 steps process, but I'll run through it. It says, the self-ready for love says that before you can build a vision-led relationship, you must first build a vision-led life. Did you get that? Because being ready in yourself for a relationship comes before being relationship ready. Many people, when you ask somebody about relationship, they are like, oh, these are what I want from the man. This is what I want from the woman. Have you ever sat to say, will you even marry yourself? That's why I say that people who are not vision-led are the people who get angry when they ask them, what do you bring to the table? Man, anybody that asks me what I bring to the table will marry me that day. Because by the time I tell you what my life is about and how I intend to spend every day of my life doing the things that not only glorifies God, but gives me joy, you will be, what's the right word to keep it humble? You will be fortunate that you know me. Like, you will literally be jumping up that God occasioned somebody like this to come along your path. So I don't get dazed by what you bring to the table. I bring enough to the table that I'm the prize. I bring enough to the table because I know who I am and the value that I bring and the value I will continue to bring. And guess what? It has nothing to do with you. So sometimes when people come and say my relationship failed, I say it's good riddance to bad rubbish. That person is not what the essence of who you are. And so they even helped you by walking away because you would have started to compromise the authenticity of who you are just to fit in. So if you are single here, get ready to answer what you bring to the table such that the person will know that you are the table itself. Because the quality of the relationship will rarely, I don't want to say never, so it's not absolute. It will rarely exceed the clarity of your vision. So let's look at it. So how do you become that person that your vision requires? Before you become ready for love, you must become ready for yourself. So let's look at it this way. Because I've worked with singles. By the grace of God, I've been in this field 18 years and counting. And I can tell you that people don't just marry. People marry the versions of themselves they have become. So if you want to build a marriage that is vision-led, you must first of all ask yourself, who have I become? Because if you think you're an insecure person, you will carry insecurity to the relationship. If you think you are emotionally healthy, you are going to be able to build it. I say to people, when they say marriage is bad these days, you need to apologize to marriage. Marriage is innocent. Marriage has never done anything. Any state of a marriage is reflective of the state of the human beings in it. Any relationship is reflective of the people in the relationship. And so if you want to build a relationship that mimics or looks like that dream you have, you want to first of all ask yourself, do I look like the person that can build that relationship? You want a relationship where the person is emotionally connected. Are you emotionally connected? You want a relationship where the person talks to you as the God that you are. Do you talk to yourself as the God that you are? And on and on and on. So let's quickly go through the 6 steps of the framework. First of all, you need to become more self-aware. If you're framed by vision, you need to be more self-aware. You must know yourself well enough before you share yourself, before you invite another person to do life with you. Malika, remind me when my time is 30 minutes, when my time is 20 minutes, because we can talk this thing for another 3 hours. Vision begins with clarity, and clarity begins with awareness. What makes my life purposeful might not be the same with what makes Esther feel purposeful, because Esther and I are different. Our lives have gone through different seasons. There are things that resonate with me more than the others. So sometimes when people I was listening to a podcast, Transparent, done by the Etimefiongs, and they invited Chioma. Chioma is I don't know how to relate her, but then she was talking about her story, and they asked her, she's divorced, and they asked her, what would you have done differently? Chi girl, that's the Chioma, right? They asked her, what would you have done differently now that you're divorced, that if you knew you would have done? Guess what she said? She said, I would have become more self-aware, because that's the transformation for building any marriage. Some people want to enter a relationship, they don't know who they are, they don't know what they value, they don't know what triggers them, they are absolutely ignorant about who they are. And when you get into a relationship without self-awareness, that relationship cannot give you an identity you have not developed. Please hear that. Relationship will magnify who you already are. So if you don't know yourself and you get into a relationship, first of all, you will even start dating from confusion, because when you don't know yourself, anything goes. You are going to choose from insecurity. You are going to continue to repeat patterns. But if you are that person who is vision-led, instead of you asking, hey, does he like me? Does she like me? You'll be asking yourself, who am I becoming? So that's the first thing, self-awareness. How much of yourself do you know? But the question is not just that. Some people know themselves, but they don't like themselves. That takes us to the second one, self-acceptance. See, it doesn't matter the background you grew up from. It doesn't matter the things that happened to you that you wish did not happen to you. The truth remains, they are part of your life experiences. And if you don't come to a place of self-acceptance, if you don't make peace with your story, you will go and be performing in the dating world. You will be looking for relationship to heal your self-worth. You will become a people pleaser because there's a part of you that is craving love that you lacked. I'm not saying that you're in charge of the things that happen to you, but whatever it is that happened to you, you need to get to a place where you accept that it is part of your life. And for you to be able to accept it's part of your life, you need to heal. Self-acceptance comes with healing. The healthiest people are not the people that pretend they were not hurt, are not the people that pretend that they didn't grow up the way they grew up. They are the people that, though they know, the good and not so good of their lives, they refuse to let it hurt their identity. Because guess what? When you have vision, vision produces emotional freedom. If I know what my life is about, but one trauma is trying to hold me down, I will do all I can to heal that trauma because I know this vision does not allow me sleep. But when you don't self-accept, you're going to be pretending. You're going to be choosing condemnation. So I'm saying to somebody here, I don't know what happened. I don't know if you've been hurt in past relationships. I don't know if you hate being born by the people that gave birth to you. I don't know what life has dealt you that made you second-guess yourself, that made you stop believing in yourself. But I want to tell you that your past does not need to continue to define you. You need to come to a place of self-acceptance. Number 3, the more self-aware you are, the more self-accepting you are, then the more self-authentic you will be. One of the saddest things in life is succeeding at becoming someone you were never created to be. There are people living values that they don't even understand. There are people allowing standards that they cannot explain to themselves guide their lives. There are people who are performing like it's like the world is a theater. They are just coming and doing, if they say do like this, they do. Do like that. You're shrinking because you don't have that confidence to be who you want to be. And how do you want to now choose a relationship that is vision aligned? Because are you aware that some people who are single, or let me even take it to people that are married, are you aware that some people married not the real person? Somebody is dating somebody who is pretending. Somebody is dating somebody who is shrinking. And then they fall in love or they get married. And then over the years, the person's trueness now comes in. Because most times when you are not self-aware, when you are not self-accepting, you're wearing a mask. And that mask is unconscious. So somebody might have actually fallen in love with somebody that does not exist. And I can tell you that is exhausting. So you need to come to the place of authenticity. Know your values. Wear your values on your sleeves. If somebody does not want to accept you with your values, good riddance to bad rubbish. Know your convictions. Know your beliefs. Know your purpose. And talk about it with confidence so that you are able to attract somebody that knows the real you and not somebody attracted to the pseudo you. And eventually, when the mask comes off, you're wondering, how did I get here? So the more self-aware you are, the more self-accepting you are, the more self-authentic you are, that will now guide you to self-agency. Because awareness will give you clarity. Acceptance will give you peace. Authenticity will make you align and be looking for relationships that are aligned with you. But let me tell you something, agency is what makes your vision take action. Do you know that there's some people who are dating, but they can't tell somebody what makes life meaningful for them? Because maybe they feel they will mock me, maybe they feel they will say my own is too much, maybe whatever. But when you are self-aware, self-accepting, self-authentic, your agency will grow. So that vision does not just be, there are a lot of people that say outwardly they are living a vision-led life. Some even have their life purpose statement written, but it's just mere on paper. How does it translate to action? How does it translate to the choices you make every day? And how does it translate to even the choices of relationships that you build? Do you know that some people who swallow being spoken to anyhow, disrespectfully, and they're like, oh, I don't want him to think my own is too much. It's because your self-agency is low. Because if your self-agency is healthy, I'm not saying be arrogant, but you continue to teach people how to treat you by the things you allow. So if your agency is high, then you will know the boundaries to set and you will honor the boundaries. And let me tell you, if somebody has made you think that you need to shrink because they say, especially to the ladies, I'm not saying the men, but mostly the ladies, they'll tell you, oh, men are few, there are so many women, so you don't have to be so picky, you don't have to be so choosy. Of course, you cannot have a perfect man, but I hope you know your hierarchy of values. I hope you know your hierarchy of non-negotiables. That as much as you're not looking for Jesus to date you, there must be non-negotiables that are no-go areas for you. And if you compromise on that, you're compromising on your vision. And then you are able to say, I will not do this. And guess what? There are men out there that will align to who you are. If you first of all bear that mindset that the men are few, it will cost you to compromise. It will cost you to reduce your standards. It will cost you to accept anything, and you shouldn't accept anything. So I want you to know that if your agency is low, you're going to blame the circumstances. Oh, it's because this happened. Oh, it's because that happened. Oh, no. You're going to wait. I said to somebody, I was speaking at a singles event, and I said to them, you don't progress a relationship based on potentials. You progress a relationship based on reality on ground. What is the reality on ground? And if this person never changes, will I live with this for the rest of my life? That's how to progress. Don't say, oh, maybe when we get married, she will change. Maybe you don't have what it takes to change anybody. And nobody can be changed when they don't want to change. It's only Holy Spirit that can even help. And even the Holy Spirit still requires your participation. It's not going to come and break your head and put the change. You must be submissive for him to change you. So it is your self-agency that is low that makes you make excuses, that makes you wait for some potential when you should be clarifying reality. So by the time your self-awareness is high, your self-acceptance is high, your self-authenticity is high, your self-agency is high, what do you need? You now have to build relationship wisdom. You need to now get there and choose the love that aligns with your vision. Because once your vision for your life is clear, I didn't want to start saying a lot because I want to wrap up and then take questions. Once your vision is clear, your standard becomes clearer. And you are able to now look at relationship through the lens of purpose. Can two work together? It's not a Bible quote for you to come and be doing who sabi memory verse. It's gone beyond memory verse. Can two work together is a lens through which eligible singles who are framed by vision analyze relationships. You know that, yes, chemistry important, feelings matter, but feelings are not enough. You need to be able to ensure that this person has a character that determines if you should continue. If you are framed by vision, when it comes to choosing love, you're asking yourself questions such as, will this relationship strengthen this life that God is calling me on? Will this relationship, can I be able to build life with this person? Because your relationship should strengthen your vision, not sabotage it. I was talking with somebody said, oh, when we were dating, he kept saying he didn't like what I was doing. He didn't like my volunteering work. I was just like, and by the time they got married, the man put down the rule. She's not going to volunteer. She's not going to do this. In fact, this is somebody who went through, I don't know if anybody studied medicine in Nigeria, but I don't know how it happens outside here. But these people invest 8 years, 10 years of their lives before even they graduate, not to talk of maybe even in the Western world, by the time you do your residency and all of that. And this lady had gone through all of that, was now a doctor, a medical doctor. And the guy says, you can practice. Whatever you're going, they're going to pay you. I'm going to double that and you sit at home. But whilst they were dating, there were incidences where he kept making insinuations. If that lady was framed by purpose, if she understood her vision, that would have helped her to clarify if she should continue that, and not just because of, I'm old enough, I should be getting married. That's why I say eligibility may get you there, but it's preparation that allows you see what you should be taking and what you should not take. Because it is only when you know yourself, when you embrace yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, when you allow yourself to live as you in your authentic skin, when you choose yourself and go towards the things that matter, and you build relationship wisdom, that's only when you can build thriving love. Vision-led love. Please hear me. And I'm sure when they introduced me, you heard that my name is the Queen of Happiness. So you're wondering this next sentence, where is it coming from? Vision-led love doesn't only ask, can this person make me happy? It's ought to ask, can I build a life that is bigger than both of us? Can both of us work together? Will we be a good partnership? That's how to verify a relationship based on purpose. Because the greatest relationship you can ever build is not the one that begins with I do. The greatest relationship you can build is the one you build in yourself. Because when your life is framed by purpose, you will stop looking for somebody to complete you. There's nothing broken, nothing missing in you. You are perfect, imperfectly perfect. You are complete. Once you go through the steps, then you are looking for somebody who is complete, also complete, so that you can build. Because in that same interview, Chigel said one of the things she learned from her divorce was that two broken people, two people who are inauthentic, two people who are not self-aware, two people who are not self-accepting, two people who are not self-authentic cannot build a marriage. It's either they will be bidding on each other, is either one will have unrealistic expectations, is either they will be looking at the relationship through the lens of their pain and their ignorance. So when your life is framed by vision, you stop looking for somebody to complete you. You will become that person that is complete enough to build, to contribute, and to flourish with another person. That's what vision-led love is. That is how you can be framed by vision. So my question is, you eligible single, what makes you eligible? Is it just your age? Is it just your academic qualifications? Is it just your thriving career? Is it just probably your 7-figure, 8-figure job? Or do you say, to what extent are you self-aware? To what extent are you self-accepting? To what extent are you self-authentic? And do they help you to take the decisions that drive your agency so that you are able to choose yourself? And if I ask you, what relationship wisdom are you building? Do you know how to recognize red flags? Do you know how to separate chemistry from compatibility? And on and on. So I'm just going to stop here, and I'm going to take questions with the time that we have, because I want to take questions so that I'm really attending to timely things that the people on the call have to ask. So back to you, Malika, and let's take the questions, if any.
Thank you so much, Coach. You have done, if you are in our team group chat, you'll just see the fire emojis right now. In our team group chat for this conference, the fire emojis are flying. Coach, you have done an amazing job. People who are joining us, please, this is your time to ask questions. And this is the time for questions is not just for the eligible singles. It is for those who have questions. As Coach Oye Esther said earlier, when we started, is that you are also somebody who will be able to teach somebody. So please, if you have a question, this is the time, this is your platform to do so. Coach is ready and eager to answer your questions. Please feel free, raise your hand, type the question. We are here to hear from you. The floor is open to all participants. While we wait for questions, if you don't have any question, sorry, somebody has something to say?
I would like to ask a question.
Please say your name and
I'm Dr. Abigail Oluyemsi from Kwara State, Nigeria.
Thank you,
I'm
Dr.
married.
Abigail. Oh, you're married, even better.
I'm
Thank
married,
you
but
so much.
I would like to ask our coach that what is our take on who should ask in relationship, who should ask the other person out? Like we have the trend now that young ladies, like if you see something they like, they will go for it. That we see female asking men for out in relationship. What's your take on it, man?
Do you want the real answer or the answer you're comfortable with? So that I know how ready you are. Because any human being can ask any human being anything. So I don't know. A human being. That's why if you are self-aware, first of all, knowing that you are a God. If anybody can ask anybody anything. So I don't know. That's my professional answer. Asking somebody out on a date is not the exclusive reserve of a particular gender. If a human being wants to get to know another human being and says, I want to get to know you, then it's a human being, what do I call it? It's what human beings do. So whether be the man, whether be the woman, any human being can ask anybody out, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Thank you, Dr. Abigail. I hope that answers your question. We have a hand raised, Mwango Ngoma. Please go ahead with your question.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Coach Dima, our super coach. I just wanted to find out, with everything that's going on in the world, I think mental health is so much on the rise. When you look at the framework that you've developed, where is mental well-being and mental health sitting? Thank you.
Mental health is health generally. So all the parameters of the framework impact your mental health. So we're not going to put mental health as a box on its own. The more self-aware you are, the more your mental health improves. Because if I know that I get ruffled when people talk to me, or I get triggered when a certain thing is said, that's self-awareness. So that will help me go on a journey to know, why do I get triggered? And once I'm able to get to what makes me triggered, and if it's something from my past that I need to address and heal, and that thing stops triggering me, what happens to my mental health? There's a ripple effect. If for self-acceptance, if there are things in my life that usually would bring me shame, would make me feel guilty, or all of that, and I begin to look them squarely in the face and I address them, the more I am freed of those negative emotions that hold me down, the more my mental health improves. So there is no mental health keeping it as a as an exclusive compartment. Everything in the framework impacts your holistic living, including your mental health. Because so I can go on and talk about all of the steps that I gave, but I just wanted to know that all of it improves your state of flourishing as a human being. And the more you're flourishing, the more your mental health. Imagine, for example, somebody who is feeling having depressive thoughts and is feeling like, oh, or somebody who is not even feeling fine or whatever, but you kind of feel, hey, if I tell them I can't show up for this meeting, they will think I have slacked. They will think I'm not performing. That's the person's self-agency that is low. Because if I know that my worth is not defined by my performance, if I know that something is genuinely wrong with me and I need to take permission to go and attend to it, and it doesn't define my efficiency, I'm going to talk about it. But if I don't do that and it impacts my mental health, it's because my self-agency is low. So all parts of it will either diminish or improve your mental health.
Thank you. Well said.
You're welcome.
Thank you for clarifying that question, Coach Chidima. We do have a question from the chat. We
Okay.
don't know who. It says, the question is, what makes you, being a single person, eligible for a healthy relationship? What makes a single eligible for a healthy relationship? We would appreciate if you could shed some light on that.
I think that was the person dropping their aha moment, because if I'm going to answer that question, it means I'm going to take the whole presentation from start to finish, because everything I said today is what makes you eligible. So I was thinking that that person was dropping a learning point, because we have said that eligibility is not about age, it's not about status, it's about how self-ready you are for the relationship. Because you know that the foundation of any relationship starts from you. And so if I'm going to reiterate what makes you eligible, it is how self-aware you are. It is how self-accepting you are. It is how self-authentic you are. It is how all of these three components enables your self-agency, so that you're choosing yourself and not shrinking. And what makes you eligible for healthy relationship, it's your openness to gain relationship wisdom. I said earlier, a wedding ring will not automatically teach you communication skills. And that's why I say to people, maybe they're like, oh, nobody taught me how to communicate. Learn how to communicate. Oh, my partner is always complaining that I'm not emotionally available. I don't understand all the things about emotion. It's not rocket science. You can learn how to be emotionally available. So in addition to all of these self things, it's about you saying this thing matter enough for me that I need to learn relationship wisdom. Because I say to people, if you can spend, for example, I went to university and I spent 5 years studying agricultural engineering, riding all of the tractors, looking at how to do mechanized farming and all of that. Since I dropped my paper from university till today, I have not looked into any book that has to do with agricultural engineering or even engineering as a whole. I have not looked for any job that had to do with engineering, but I spent 5 years of my life. But do you know that the world's oldest research on what makes human beings happy and what the largest contributor to a person's sense of life satisfaction is relationships? So if you can spend 8 years, 10 years, 12 years to qualify as a doctor, you can spend 4 years to read a course that you never will use again. You can invest time in learning about relationships that will impact the rest of your life, because the person you marry will influence your life forever. Whether the marriage works, whether it doesn't work, they are a part of your life forever. So if you can spend money, spend time to study other subjects, you better spend time learning relationship wisdom, because that might be the most valuable investment you would ever make. And it is when this person continues to build these things we have been talking about, that's when they are now able to build thriving relationships. That's why you are able to be dating somebody and the person has attitudes and you keep talking about it, the person is not making any conscious change, you can walk away. Sometimes people say, oh, but she was in an abusive relationship, why didn't she work? There is something that emotional pain does to you, especially when it has distorted your self-identity. Are you aware that there's some people in hurtful relationships that think that's the best they can have? Because maybe somewhere along their life, it could even have been a teacher. So sometimes these memories, that make us encode certain things about us do not need to even happen in the relationship space. It could be one random day this young boy was playing or having a bath in the boarding house bathroom and somebody said something and that just made him feel less of himself. It could be a teacher passing a random comment. The teacher has even forgotten, but you remember. And so you come into life, you come into a relationship, you're trying to perform, you're trying to earn love, you're trying to prove that I am worthy. But imagine if that person had gone through self-awareness and self-acceptance and healed or changed the whole trajectory of how those things were stored in their brain. I can now come into a relationship and I'll be myself, even with my crooked nose. I'm not going to accept anybody to date me because I think he's doing me a favor to even be with me with my crooked nose, because I love myself, crooked nose and all. So all of these steps is what makes you eligible, so that you're not just out there trying to be chosen, you're out there looking for somebody that you can partner with, not somebody that will complete you, because there's nothing wrong with you. You just have been taught wrongly about your self-concept that you need to unlearn and relearn the authentic person that God created you to be.
Thank you so much. I hope that aha moment has been re-emphasized. Thank you so much for clarifying. We do have 2 other questions from the chat. One is, can 2 people with different visions still have a successful relationship? I think that's a very good question, because you did focus a lot on the fact that if you are, something that I wrote down means to have a vision-led relationship means you must live a vision-led life. So if you come across somebody who has a separate vision to you, is it possible for you to still have a successful relationship? Once you answer, I will go into the next question. This is from
Absolutely. So let's not say that when you're coming into marriage, you're not coming into marriage for sameness. You're coming for partnership. Marriage does not destroy your individuality. So if, for example, I'm saying that what makes life purposeful for me, or my vision, for example, because again, we need to also be careful with how we talk about vision, because people are looking for grandiose things. Maybe, having to leave my country and go on a mission in a forest, and that looks visionary. But then a teacher who is teaching kindergarten and doing it in a purposeful way, still living vision, please. So we need to understand, first of all, what it is. Having said that, yes, 2 people with different visions can enjoy a good, successful marriage, because they are not coming to collapse into one vision. They need alignment. First of all, let's establish that when God was saying, go into the world, multiply, fill the earth, he was talking to a human being, whether male or female. So if, for example, my vision is I want to feed the poor, that's what gives me joy. So I have a foundation from whatever I'm making. I'm putting something aside for my feed the poor, whatever. And then my partner's vision is to be a neurosurgeon, and through the works he's doing, save lives. Now you could see that they are different, right? What we need is alignment and partnership and support. He's not going to tell me, forget about feeding the poor. What about feeding the poor? No. The wife of a medical doctor, a surgeon, cannot be frolicking with poor people. No, he needs to support my vision as much as I'm supporting his. The marriage can work. So living a vision-led life does not mean that your partner must also be called to your. That's why sometimes I feel, and this is not putting down, but I think the example is relevant. That's why sometimes I feel for some wives of pastors who ordinarily their vision may not be to lead a church or to lead a human ministry, but because their husband is the pastor, automatically They become mommy GO. And I'm telling you this from experience because I've worked with a lot of pastors' wives who are depressed, who are popping antidepressants because they are literally living another person's life. They can still be mommy GO and be a farmer. They don't need to head the women's unit or whatever. And I'm glad that awareness is coming, right? So definitely they can do that. The other questions say, if you realize your current relationship are limiting your growth, how should you create distance? Now, honestly, a blanket answer to this will not work. Because when you say limiting your growth, I don't know, what was the relationship with from onset? Did you know about this limiting growth even whilst you were dating? Did you come into new awareness and then you are now realizing this is not what I want? And when you say create distance, we need to define it. I don't know what you mean by create distance. So I could be answering anything, but it's not the answer. So are you creating distance because you want to stop relating with your partner? Are you creating distance because you want to be separated? Are you creating distance because you want to leave the relationship? What distance are you wanting to create? And to be honest, if you want my professional answer on that, I would say talk to Vision Guide, the conveners of this conference, because this kind of situation needs a tailor-guided help. Because what distance would mean for A might not be what it means for B. So there are other details around this case that will be important to be able to give a tailored guide. So I cannot tell you how to create distance because I don't know the distance you want to create.
Thank you very much, Coach. We appreciate your transparency. We do have just 8 minutes remaining. Deborah Ayoade, I see your hand. Please unmute. You're free to speak. And we also have another question in the chat waiting for an answer as well. Miss Deborah, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good evening from everywhere. Sorry, just can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Okay, I just want to add, sorry for taking up your time. This one is not related to, it's still part of what you just said, but it's about being married, like at least before you got married, you have passed through relationship and everything. During your process of courting, where you were still courting with your spouse, and you find out that okay, this same person you had to about during your husband, and you find out that some behavior that is exhibiting now you did not see it while you were courting. For example, like he's a lover of ball, right? You know when you were courting that he loves ball, but he was working. There was no time for him to really say, okay, he went around to go and play ball. So all of a sudden he lost his job and he now noticed that he took the ball more, he was more passionate about the ball than him securing another job and like don't you know I love ball, I love this. And you felt like this is not the person I fall in love with. The person I fall in love with was hardworking and he never take his job for granted. All because he was not currently unemployed. He started playing ball, he started doing what he wasn't doing. And why it happened was as a result of he was working then. My question is, okay, how will you know that okay, this person, how will you know this person? This person was working, he did not exhibit some behavior because he was occupied. Now that something happened and it was not again, you now later got to know some things that he does that you're not okay with it. How will you blend and still move on with it? Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for that question. To assume that you can fully know a person 100% before getting married is to assume that you're God. Because guess what? Even the person you are dating does not know themselves 100%. A man who had a job does not know who he will become when he doesn't have a job. So he could never have exhibited that part of him in the relationship. I don't know if you get me. So it's important for us to know that, yes, you are going to, there are things to talk about, there are things to know and everything. But let's bring it back to your question. How do you now live with this person? You need to first understand that if this person you're describing, whether of whatever culture the person might be, but even if you bring it down to African culture and men generally, they have been socialized to see their worth in money and what they're able to provide. So first of all, we don't even know if this person feels emasculated because he lost a job. And then the football thing is trying to fill a void he has. So the way to support this person is not to start complaining of them spending time playing football. They are spending time doing something to fill that space of emptiness. And if the person is not also being very outgoing to look for a job, you need to also know, as the person got into a place of learned helplessness where they have even given up on themselves. So it's almost like you have before you a man who is crying for help, but you don't even know he needs help because you're judging what he's saying. You're judging what he's doing. Meanwhile, this person is literally losing himself and looking for the small things he can hang on. And when you come from that angle of complaining about him spending time playing football, it's deepening the divide because it's like you're not understanding. Am I saying that he should not look for a job? He should be playing football? No. But you must first of all understand what that football is doing for him and how we can replace, because there's something he's getting from the football. What are alternatives to it that are healthy? And let me tell you, a man who has lost his job and is still not getting a job, and you add nagging to it, it's almost like you're beating a dead horse. It's almost like you're flogging a man that is already down, and that will not get you any results. As painful as it is, as annoying as it is, there is a challenge. The family has a challenge of the male figure losing a job. Were there even times where you sat together to discuss what does this loss of job mean to him? How is it taking it? Right? How does it feel? So being supportive of a partner who loses a job is not only about taking on the financial aspects that the person should have been taking. It's about being there for the person through the struggle. So if you're coming to take away that one thing that is helping him see himself as a human being, that one thing he can channel his energy to, you are the enemy and he's going to fight you because he has lost a job and you want him to lose another thing that he's clinging onto. So it's coming together as a family, as a partnership to say, hey, this is what's going on. How is this making you feel? How can I support you? A question we rarely ask when we think our partner is the problem. How can I support you at this time? What do we need to do as a family? Because if you nag him for playing football, you won't get the answer you want. You need to be first of all there. You need to first of all find out how this is impacting him. And if need be, you need to encourage him to seek help so that he's able to sit down with somebody and talk about these things. Because again, if he's feeling emasculated, he might not be open with you because he might not want to tell you how he's feeling. Because again, I don't know the vulnerability index in your marriage, but then again, you need to go get somebody else, that maybe somebody he respects, maybe somebody that can be like above the ladder for him, that he can talk to, open up to, so that, and then both of you need to sit down and problem solve. Now that he doesn't have this word, what can you do? Honestly, when this man feels supported, when this man feels understood, you are able to help him to even redirect. And I'm not saying he's spending so much time playing football should not annoy you. But babe, are you not happy he's going to play football and releasing tension and collecting endorphins? Or would you rather he's spending the time drinking with the small money that is left, or at the other coping mechanisms that are more damaging? Now, I'm not invalidating how you feel. I'm just telling you, you have a lesser demon and it can be worked on.
Thank you so much, Miss Deborah. I hope that brings clarity to the question that you asked. We are
It's
out of time, but we do have one more question from the chat, which says, is it right to tell your partner all of your health statuses on your first outing? That's a very good question.
You
Over
know,
to you.
sometimes I don't like answering questions that are performative or questions that are these ways to take time to answer not real questions. Because I don't know, just that the ending of the sentence already answers the question. What do you know about this person on the first outing that you're laying your health how will I put it? Health certificate down, and relationship grows, vulnerability is in stages. So, and again, I'm not going to say somebody who wants to talk about all of their health status on the first outing is wrong, but I'm going to say there are simpler things you should be doing on first outing that is not your health status, that is where you should start from. But should somebody say, that's me, I want to be transparent from the onset, I want to lay it down there, the person didn't make any mistake. But if you want to proceed the relationship gradually, I don't think that is what you should be talking about on the first date. Again, you could also look at it, for example, if somebody has a terminal illness, if somebody, the doctors have said, and this is an example, oh, you have 1 year to live, you have 6 months to live, and you want to share it on the first outing, you've not committed any sin because you want to quickly clarify. So that should also so it depends on what, maybe my final answer will be, it depends on what is the health status thingy that you want to talk about. Somebody who has a 3 months to live, should you tell the person you have 3 months to live on the first date? That might just be it, so that you know whether you're just looking for a friend that can be there for you through the last 3 months of your life. Or, oh, I had an abortion and my womb was removed. That might not be a first outing health status declaration. So it just depends on what the matter is. That's what I'm going to say. There's no blanket answer to that. It depends on what it is that you have to talk about.
That's fully understandable, Coach. Thank you so much. Like I said, if you are in the conference team group chat, you will see the fire emojis, even the fire emojis from the participants here. There are so many. Coach Chidima, you have done this session so much justice. Participants, I hope you can see that we are building something here. Coach Oye took us through Vision Enabler. We had a session dedicated for the eligible singles. Coming up next is for the couples and couples alignment. Coach Chidima, I cannot say thank you enough. Thank you on behalf of the singles. Thank you on behalf of the married. Thank you on behalf of the intended couples. You have done this session so much justice. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence and your wisdom. We really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. So as we prepare for our final session, session 3 of the day, please, please, please put down your emojis. How are you feeling? What is your takeaway from session 2? Session 1, we had our takeaways. We dropped them down. Use your takeaway in the form of an emoji, your takeaway in the form of one word, one sentence. We are doing the same for session 2. What is your major takeaway? One thing that Coach Chidima said is, what are your hierarchy of values? As a single person, that's a question you should ask yourself. What are your hierarchy of values? What are your non-negotiables? Also, the clearer your vision is, the clearer your standard will be. So for those of you who are asking yourself questions about your relationship status, who should I marry, and all the other questions that single people ask yourself, what is your vision? Once your vision is clear, the standard will be clear. Who you're looking for will be clear. She also mentioned something very significant, which is the fact that this is about partnership. If you have your vision aligned, if you have your vision together, you are simply looking for a partner who can go on this journey with you. So once again, thank you so much, Coach Chidima. You did really well. I can't see any emojis or any words, sentences. Please engage, drop your emojis. How are you feeling currently? One emoji that will best describe session 2, one word that you are taking away, one sentence you are taking away. Really, really insightful. We are very much appreciative. Clarity. Thank you so much, Shine. Shine said clarity. Wango said self-awareness as well from natural. So much. The eligible singles by force, you have to leave with self-awareness today. That's the word of the day. Self-acceptance. That's a good point. Something else that I noticed that was a trend through the framework that Coach was going through is the word self-acceptance, self-awareness, self-agency. It all starts with you before joining yourself with another individual. So once again, Coach Chidima, we thank you very, very much. Singles, this doesn't mean that you're going anywhere. Again, I hope you're seeing that we're building blocks. Here we had vision enabling for everybody. We had a session dedicated for the singles. Now we're moving into couples. The information that will come from the next session is applicable to all, whether married, single, engaged, intending couples. I know that I have some people who are engaged to be married here. Congratulations to you. So please, we are welcoming all the way from Canada. I don't know if he's joining you in your home from Canada, or we are taking Holistic Family Life Conference Airways to Canada to meet him. Coach Omotayo Prevail. Media team, please proceed with the bio video.
Omoteo Prevail is an intimacy growth coach and strategist, inspirational counselor, and family life practitioner passionate about strengthening marriages, families, and purpose-driven relationships. As the lead coach at Omoteo Prevail Coaching Studio, he specializes in intimacy growth, premarital and marital counseling, conflict resolution, effective communication, and intentional family building. His approach combines practical wisdom, emotional insight, and faith-based principles to help individuals and couples build deeper connections, unity, and lasting fulfillment. Omoteo is a certified family life practitioner with professional certifications in life coaching, neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, emotional intelligence, EQ, and hypnotherapy mastery. Beyond coaching, he is also a ministry leader, worship singer, songwriter, author, and speaker committed to empowering lives through transformational teaching and mentorship. He has been happily married for over 17 years and is a proud father of 3 beautiful nations. Welcome, Coach Prevail, to the Holistic Family Life Conference 2026.
Thank you so
Coach,
much.
welcome,
Thank you so
welcome,
much.
welcome. This floor
Thank
is
you.
totally yours. Please share with us your wisdom. We have been waiting. Over to you, sir.
Thank you for having me. I hope this brightness is not too much. Maybe I should dim it a bit. Okay. All right. Good to see everyone. I'm seeing faces that I know. And I want to first of all say thank you to the hosts and the conveners of this conference. And thank you, Malika, for doing a great job at moderating. And it's been good. It's been good. I'm also seeing some of my friends here. Okay, I think Coach Ayo was here initially. Coach Ayo has been my friend for over 20 years. Thank you, Coach Dima. Thank you, Coach Oye, for the first session. Thank you, Coach Dima, for this previous session. I felt like, oh, if I was single again, then I'm taking words on Mabu home. Awesome, awesome. Thank you. All right. My session asked me to talk about couples alignment. And I don't know if I should share my slide or I should run without the sharing. What am I permitted to do? What am I not permitted to do?
You're free to share, sir. You have the permission to share.
Okay. That should be it. Okay. All right. Can we all see my screen?
Yes, I can see it. I
Okay.
believe that
Thank
other
you.
participants can see as well.
All right. Thank you. Once again, I want to say thank you to the convener of this conference. And it's my pleasure to be here with us. Initially, when I checked the number of participants, I was like, whoa. Can you all give yourself a round of applause in the comment section, celebrating yourself for making it down? I'm always encouraged when I see people who want to learn, who wants to, partake of wisdom, not because we don't know anything, but because we just want to increase, our knowledge. I want to believe that majority of us are also believers. The Bible says a wise man will hear and increase learning. So I'm going to run because of time, and I've been charged to talk about couples alignment, and I want to talk about building a marriage that moves together. The slides, I've taken my time to really break all the points down, and I'm also going to minimize my using myself as an example because I've learned not to make my own life a template for people, either in counseling or meetings like this, because the temptation to want to think the way I applied and it works for me is the same way you will apply and it will work for you is very high. And I want to encourage us that your template of life is different from mine and is different from everyone else around you. So application will have to be unique to you. And I'll run now. I'm going to start by asking this question. Have you ever felt like you were in the same but living completely different lives? And I'm going to pause for a moment there. You don't need to put the answer in the comment section. You don't need to even answer it loud. But please, this question is very, very, very critical. And I want to say that you are not alone if you have ever felt like this at any point in time, either in past years, currently, or even after now, if you feel that way. You are not alone, but it doesn't have to stay that way. There are times that we feel things. There are times that we even experience the things we are feeling. But one thing stands for sure, when we make up our mind to work towards making sure that that feeling or experience, especially when they are negative, we don't retain them or keep them the way they are, then we will make progress. So I want to say you are not alone. And I want to share this story. I've used this name to, code the real people involved. And I'm sharing this story because it's a typical story of marriages out there today that some of us will even see the story as something we can recognize. So these two represent many couples out there and perhaps some currently part of this conference. This couple, they are 9 years together and everything looked very perfect on the outside. Beautiful home, thriving careers, two wonderful children. To everyone outside, they were the model couple. And the social media these days present to us every example that in quote seem to be something everybody looks forward to or looks up to. But deep down, they are really, really not the actual thing happening behind the scene. So this is what people see on social media, in church, at family gatherings. These two couple, the picture they put out, the representation, every activity just seemed perfect, but something had quietly gone missing on the inside. So Brady was building toward financial freedom. Brandy was longing for emotional closeness. But one crucial thing I want us to hold very tight this moment is that neither of them was wrong. And let me say this, that for you and your spouse, especially those of us who are married, for you and your spouse, there might be something going on right now that seems exactly this way. Maybe you as a husband, what you are particular about, what you are pursuing is something that is financial, or you are just particular about your job, or you are just particular about something that you cannot toy with. You are not wrong. Your wife too might be longing for something else. It might be emotional, it might be financial, it might be career, it might be promotion, or what have you. But none of you, neither of you is wrong in whatever you're pursuing. And like I noted here, neither vision was bad. The only difference is both were simply unspoken. When we have passion for something, when we have vision towards something, when it is not communicated with our partner or to our partner, it will somehow seem like they are not in support of what we're doing, or they are against what we're trying to achieve. But they are not the enemy in question. So they had stopped talking about what they each truly wanted. And as we progress, in this session, we will see what this truly represents. So they were rowing their marriage boat, but not in the same direction. I mean, in marriage, a lot of the time we assume that because we discuss the chores, the agenda, we talk about the children, we talk about our jobs, we talk about, normal daily activity, we feel that yes, we're actually working together towards something. But there might be some measure of assumption in what we do on a daily basis. So let's take a pause on this. Not in the same direction. Both of them were rowing their marriage boat, but not in the same direction. Now, their boat was not sinking, but it was circling. Their boat circling endlessly is what misalignment looks like from the outside. We're talking about couples alignment. And I remember in my country in Africa, Nigeria, before I relocated to Canada, when we pay for what we call MOT to the transport agencies, that talks about your motor vehicle being certified for road use. When we pay for all those things, they are not actually checked. And you just get on the road, you're driving, whatever happens, happens. But when I moved this way, I realized that when you pay for those things, they actually check and they certify that, okay, this car is roadworthy. But there is something about alignment back then and now. And I could see the difference in, my experience. When I drive back then, and I talk about alignment with my mechanic or with my tire vulcanizer, he says, oh, don't worry, we'll work on it and it will be this way, it will be perfect and all of that. But I noticed that whenever I'm driving, I still struggle sometimes with the steering and I exert more energy. But on this side, the alignment process is different. Once it's certified, it's certified. And sometimes I'm even driving on the highway and I can briefly take my hand off the steering and the car is still going the same direction. And then I did a little research and I noticed that for the tires, there is a linkage between, especially the front tires, there is a linkage that connects the tire to the vehicle. And then when you steer, this linkage is what makes it flexible and then holds it together, keeping the balances. But when it's misaligned, then you have that struggle, driving or steering peacefully. So when the alignment is totally off, the car is grounded, definitely. I want us to, keep this picture in mind if probably you have driven before or you drive your car and you have such experiences. And I'm liking this experience of the couple or the marriage with a boat. When you have the oars and you are rowing your boat on water, if you don't row the boat in with the two oar, there's going to be a kind of drifting and misalignment. But I don't want to be ahead of my slide. So now, a marriage does not have to be broken to be stuck. I want us to please pay attention to this. A marriage does not have to be broken to be stuck, because, like I said earlier, that we see ourselves every day as a husband and wife, that we talk about our children, we talk about everything we do. It doesn't communicate any gap. It doesn't communicate that we're stuck. It doesn't communicate that we're misaligned. But misalignment feels like distance, even when you sleep in the same bed. I'd like to take that again. Misalignment feels like distance, even when you sleep in the same bed. Many marriages are experiencing this currently. Maybe some of us in this conference as well, but we couldn't name it until now. Misalignment feels like distance, even when we sleep on the same bed. And that's why I asked that question as we started. Have you ever felt that way? I move on. So I'm going to use this analogy of the two oars. The oars is that those two sticks that you use to row the boat on water. And the question is, what happens when a boat has only one oar working? Take a moment to think about your answer to the above question. What happens when a boat has only one oar working? It means that you have this boat on water already, and then you have only this side of the oar working. Definitely, one oar rowing, the other idle, the boat will definitely drift. It will drift away because the direction of the destination we're supposed to go to, it's not where the boat will face, because it's only one oar that is working. This is how it plays out. One partner carrying the entire emotional, spiritual, or practical load of the marriage. The other disengaged, though not maliciously, just disconnected. The boat automatically will drift away. And this is what this means, that in the marriage that both of us are supposed to be giving our 100%, it is only one party that is doing all the hard work, whether seen, physical, unseen, or not physical. It is one person that is, talking about how we should connect. It is one person initiating about finances. It is one person or one party or one partner that is talking about how do we move forward from here, but the other person is not interested. Oh, we need to achieve this goal. Okay, do we need to even have time for ourselves apart from everybody else? But this other party is not interested. When it comes to spiritual responsibility, either praying, fasting, committing the family, or we should pray together, the other party is not maybe contributing little or nothing. And the next question says, what happens when both oars are rowing in opposite directions? That is, they are endlessly, exhaustingly going nowhere. So this oar is supposed to be going this way. The two of them going this way, but one is doing this, the other one is doing this. They are both rowing in opposite direction. That means as a spouse or as a partner, you are driven towards, let's say, your career. You are not bothered about parenting. As a partner, maybe the other party is driven towards, let's just have fun. And then everybody is just focusing on what they are interested in. But you see, this is certainly conflict without alignment. Both partners are engaged, and no doubt they can be passionate, but their passion is about different destinations. They exert real effort, but the result is just sequel. Everyone is exerting for energy, and that's why you find in marriages, the wife or the husband is complaining about something, and the other party is wondering, what are you complaining about? I am also working my energy, my life out on trying to make sure that everyone is okay. And this other party also is exerting the energy to ensure that the children are good, everyone is okay in the family. But both parties, they are contributing this effort, but working towards different destinations. As I move on, what happens when both oars are rowing together? Now, this is where alignment really comes in. They row with different strengths, but same direction. Take note, both of us, we are moving at the same energy, the same momentum, the same focus, and then we're rowing towards the same direction. When we pick our finances as a topic or as a case in hand to work on, we attack it with both passion, with the same level of focus, with the same level of interest, with the same level of contribution and the sacrifices that it requires. If we talk about parenting, same energy, same strength. Why? Because we're focusing in the same direction to ensure that these children are properly parented. So this is vision. Don't forget the theme of the conference is Vision Enabler. So this is the vision. They don't have to be the same person. And I recall that Coach Dima mentioned something like that we're not getting into marriage to work towards sameness, but we want to, look for partnership. They don't have to be the same person. They may disagree on method, but they agree on the destination. That is alignment. Okay, for example, maybe the couple decided that they want to relocate. Okay, how do we go about this? And the two of them say, okay, due to so situation, I think maybe you should go first as the husband or as the wife, because you are more qualified, you have more, of the criteria. You meet more of the criteria than everyone else in the family. So you go first, prepare the place ahead, and then we can come and join you. The method is different, but the vision and the direction and the destination is the same. For some family, they are able to go at the same time or relocate at the same time. But for some, it may be that, okay, can we send our son first? At least it will use a student platform to get into the process, and then as much as it gets stabilized, then every other person can go and join. So the methods can be different, but the destination, the vision does not have to be affected. And then we can agree that, okay, just like I used to tell one of my daughters that if we want to eat, whether you use fork or spoon to eat, it's not anything different. As long as the food is consumed and the plate is empty, that's the goal. So our vision, our destination does not have to generate disagreement, but the method can change or can differ. Okay, we progress. This is the anchor scripture for alignment that I really, really want to inject into this session. Can two work together unless they are agreed? This is right here, the foundation of couples alignment. One major thing married couple must allow to stick with them is the reminder that agreement is not uniformity. It is shared direction. I'll take that again. Agreement is not uniformity. It is shared direction. Many a time, people would say, oh, I wish my husband or my wife is like me. If your husband is exactly like you, then the marriage will struggle. Why? Because both of you will just be seeing the same thing the same way, and then you most likely may not make progress as you ought to. But the strength, the diversity in strength, skill, expertise being brought together helps the family to advance even better than the way we expect it to be. So this is choosing unity. Note that word. We choose unity. It is choosing unity. When we agree not because we want everything to be similar, or I want you to be similar to me, or I want you to agree with me because I just want to be the one that gains upper hand. No, but that you add your thinking, I add my thinking, and then we're moving in the same direction. So we want to understand alignment now. What does it really mean to move together? Remember, we are building a family or a marriage that moves together. Alignment means shared values. This is where we ask the question as a couple, what do we both believe matters most? When values clash silently, conflict will be constant. What do we both believe matters most to us? When these values are named and they are honored, partnership becomes possible, partnership becomes easy, partnership becomes effortless. We have to name it. Is it family that is most valuable to us? Do we believe family is what matters most to us? Is it faith? Is it finances? Is it freedom? Is it fun? You need to name it and honor it. A lot of the time, we assume that this is what matters most to us as couples, but we have not sat together to ask ourselves that question. Because in my wife's mind, she might be thinking, oh, parenting is what matters most. Whereas I'm actually looking at what matters most to me is freedom or independence. So if you have ever had a recurring argument that you couldn't resolve as a couple, chances are it was a value gap dressed as a behavior problem. It's a value gap dressed as a behavior problem. And I want us to progress to the next thing. Alignment also means shared vision. Don't forget the first one. It is shared value, where we ask ourselves, what is that thing that matters most to us as a couple, as a family? Then we move to alignment, which means shared vision. This is where we ask ourselves the question, where are we going together exactly? Where exactly are we going together? You know, on the wedding day, we shared the vows. Even before then, while we're courting, we've talked about everything. Oh, we want to have, so number of children. I want to be a doctor. You want to be a lawyer, and all of that and everything, which is good. But don't forget, all of those things I just mentioned, they are still individual. But at what point do we come together to cement our two visions to become one? So we ask ourselves, where exactly are we going together? Financially, career-wise, in parenting, emotionally, spiritually, and otherwise. Where exactly are we going together? Many couples have never asked this question out loud. And note this, assumption is the enemy of vision. Assumption is the enemy of any vision. And that's why you would see organizations, they don't assume that, oh, an employee with all the skill set that they have employed, this new staff with, they will still what? Do training. Sometimes those trainings can last for 3 weeks, sometimes 3 months, sometimes they still continue on the job training even up to 6 months. Why? This person is coming, for example, maybe from a bank, and he has reached the top of his career in the banking sector. But he's coming into another bank. Should he not just glide and flow into the system? No, they don't want to assume that this guy understands our vision. Our bank, we may operate as bank in a similar way, but our vision is unique to us. We may be pursuing the same customer out there, but our purpose and vision is totally different from the other bank. So you need to be, detox from your orientation, where you're coming from, and then integrate into what we have here. So assumption is the enemy of vision. Many couples married assuming they were aligned. They shared attraction, they shared chemistry, they shared faith, but they never sat down and mapped out a future together. Vision must be spoken, not assumed. And I learned this from my mentor, Pastor Sam Adeyemi. He said something that vision for the organization must be shared at least every 21 days. He said, at the point that the people are getting tired or they are reacting to, you are saying this thing every time. He said, that's just when they are just getting acquainted with it. It doesn't mean that they have really understood it or they are already imbibing it. And I'm like, whoa, every 21 days. And then you must, through your core values, begin to incorporate all of the explanation of the vision. So the same thing must happen to our family. You may not do it necessarily every 21 days, but you see, there is a way that the vision must speak every day, every week, every month, every year. So vision must be spoken, not assumed. And the third thing that alignment means when we talk about this in the context of marriage is shared language. This is where we ask the question, how do I know what is happening inside you? Many a time, we assume that our spouses are okay 100% and they should be every time of the day, every week, 247. Intimacy is not primarily physical. It is not what we see on the outside. It is not what we see on the surface. It is the felt experience of being fully known and still fully chosen. I hope I'm not too fast. I'm not seeing myself because the slide has covered the screen, but and I'm seeing myself now. I hope I'm communicating and I'm not too fast. Okay, thank you, my brother. I see the thumbs up. Now, it is shared language. This is where we ask, how do I know what's happening inside you? You need to be able to connect with your spouse or your partner, knowing what's going on within them. There are times that I look at my wife and I'm like, it's like this woman has an extra life. Because the way she does some things effortlessly, and I'm like, babe. And I will say to her, I say, see, work does not finish. Chores cannot finish. You have to just pace yourself. Activity of life will not finish. Issues will not finish, but you will need to pace yourself, just like I need to also pace myself. So intimacy is not primarily physical. It is the felt experience of being fully known and still fully chosen. I hope somebody is internalizing that. This is where most couples are starving. Honestly, when I sit in counseling with couples, within the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, I can tell where the issue is coming from. Not necessarily for physical closeness, but for emotional experience of being truly known. So I want to ask this question. When was the last time you really feel fully known by your partner? For those of us who have our partners with us in this conference, please don't look to the right or to the left. And if you look to the right, to the left, do not judge. We listen, we don't judge. All right. When was the last time you really feel fully known by your partner? And if your partner is going to also ask the same question, what will be their response? The three alignment gaps, I want us to look at it. We talked about three things that alignment means. We said it is shared values, shared vision, and then shared language. So we're talking about the three alignment gaps now. Note, as I described my experience in driving, when there is alignment gap between the tire and the vehicle itself, it is showing that in no time, this vehicle is going to be grounded. In fact, I remember there is a particular brand of car when I was growing up that always, when you see that kind of car, that the tire just go like this on the road, you just know that this is the particular car that has that issue. When I grew older and I understood and I realized it's alignment problem that causes that thing to happen to that car every now and then. But you see, alignment gap does not just eventually break down, or vehicles don't ground just at once. Signs will always be there. But it's either they are ignored or we are blinded to them. And the same thing happens in marriage. And as we progress, you'll see what I'm talking about. These are the problems. The three alignment gaps are the problems we need to name before we can solve them. You cannot fix what you cannot name. Together, I'd like for us to name the three most common gaps I see in couples. And number one is the vision gap. The vision gap. Where are we going? This needs to be clear to the two of us. And as I mentioned earlier, vision must be spoken, not assumed. Where are we going? Are we just waking up, going to work? Are we just together to just birth children, or just put resources together, build house, buy cars, make friends and just live life? Where are we going? It has to be clear. It can't be the road disappearing into fog. Our journey maritally cannot be foggy. It has to be clear. Many couples have never intentionally sat together and mapped their vision or their shared future together. Many have not. They assume it will just unfold, magically. But sorry to burst your bubble, it doesn't. It doesn't just unfold. You must build it together intentionally and deliberately. The vision gap. I need to run because I know the time is also running. Now, the values gap. What do we actually prioritize as a couple? Do we prioritize health? Do we prioritize money? Do we prioritize emotional connection? Do we prioritize family? What do we actually prioritize? Once you name the gap, you can navigate it. Because what doesn't have a name, that's why you will notice that what we have battled with, either with an appliance, with a vehicle, or even on a project, somebody who understands the gap is there, is able to name it and then fixes it. And then you are saying, what did you do? And the person says $5,000. Say, what did you, 5 minutes? No, not just 5 minutes. The person was able to name the issue and then was able to resolve it, was able to navigate the problem and create solution. So our marriages, we must know what the value gap is existing. What do we prioritize actually? Okay. So I said a husband who prioritizes security simply unaware of their gap. The gap also isn't the problem. Not naming it is the real issue. This gap that exists between us, what exactly is it? How do we bridge this gap? We progress. The third one, the communication gap. How do I know what's happening inside you? Silence is not peace. Trust me. Silence is not peace. It is distance dressed as calm. I mean, um, I'm more vocal. My wife is more on the quiet side. But one thing from day one, I established, madam, whatever it is, you cannot be quiet, or else there will be fire on the mountain and nobody will seem to be on the run. Whatever it is, we must talk about it as it's going on. And quiet people, okay, let's not go there. Let's not go there. All right, silence is not peace. It is distance dressed as calm. Now, I want to talk about this silent breakfast story. And like I said before, I had to change these names. Because the people might be on this. Excuse me. Please permit me to. So I once asked a couple over a breakfast how long they had been struggling. The wife said about 3 years. The husband, in shock, said, "I thought we were fine." Meanwhile, she had been withdrawing for 3 years. He had been performing for 3 years. They had confused silence with stability and mistaken the absence of conflict for the presence of connection. In fact, I remember, I think it was sometime early last year, I had a couple, I think they're about 18 years or a little over, of marriage. And the wife said to me, it was only the first year of our marriage that I ever enjoyed my marriage. I felt like we were married. The remaining 17 or 18 years, zero. Still, as they were in session with me. I was like, hmm. So this silent breakfast story, the husband, was shocked. So you can share a breakfast table for years and still be strangers to each other's inner world. And this is very true. This is very true. People live together as housemates, roommates, bedmates, but they have no clue of what is going on in the inner world of their partner. The communication gap does not announce itself. It does not. Just like I said earlier, the alignment, this thing does not just happen. It will just, creep in. It grows. The communication gap grows. How many of you have had a meal together in complete silence and called it peace? This is not peace. This is managed distance. In fact, initially, I used to, caution my children when they are eating, the moment they are at the table, you just find the three of them, they are discussing, gisting, and I'll be like, don't let the food go the wrong way, this and that. But one day I was just on my own and thinking about it, and I realized that actually that is one of the ways they bond. Because the kind of conversations they have, I was like, oh, because they also see myself and their mom when we eat with, we try and exchange one conversation or the other and everything. Because, why should you be at the table with your spouse, even if it is not about anything else? This meat, this rice is looking, something should. How many of us have had a meal together in silence and called it peace? It is managed distance. So this is our check, the couple's alignment checks. A time to ask your spouse one question at a time. If your spouse is with you in this conference, praise God. But please, these questions are not for judgment. They are just for us to, see whether there is any gap. Wherever they may be, we want to bridge them and close those gaps as quickly as possible. Please note that these are not questions to prompt blames or accusations. They are simply invitations to see each other clearly. And there are no wrong answers at all. Number one, what is one dream we share for our family in the next 5 years? This is one question that, I really need for us. If your partner is not here, please take this question home and find time, because this question reveals whether you both have a shared vision or separate dreams. I said earlier that someone says, oh, I want to be a doctor, the other one wants to be a lawyer, or I want to buy this, I want to achieve this, I want to get this certification and all of that. Those are individual dreams, separate dreams. But you need to come together and ask yourselves, what vision do we share together? What's the one dream we share for our family in the next 5 years? Number two, what is one value we both agree is non-negotiable in our home? What is that one value that is non-negotiable? This question reveals your shared values. It will encourage honesty. You might even discover you both assumed agreement where none existed. You assumed, oh, we agreed on this thing. But obviously, one person did not agree, or both of you thought you agree, or you agreed. Note it when you discover you have an assumption somewhere. Note it as breakthrough, not as failure. That you realize you had assumed you agreed is not a failure. It's a breakthrough that you are seeing yourself clearly now, and it's, oh, okay, this is one gap we need to close. Number three, when did we last make a major decision together and intentionally? When was the last time? This question is about partnership in practice. Many couples make decisions in parallel rather than together. We made that decision, okay, oh, this is it. But it wasn't together, and we're not intentional about it. Many couples, this question surfaces whether you or your partner feels excluded from the process of the decision making. Oh, we agreed that we want to relocate, or we want to build this apartment for rental, okay, and then that agreement, did you actually participate fully, or did you feel excluded? That decision has been made, you are not included. Number four, what does intimacy mean to each of us? And have we ever compared our answers? And in this time and age, I've come to realize that many people or many couples just assume that, oh, this is what intimacy means. In fact, when I'm also talking to singles, I tell them, you and the person you are talking to each other, make sure you define. For example, someone say, oh, I want somebody spiritual. What does spirituality mean? Especially in this North America that I'm in, spirituality is not the same interpretation for everyone. Your spirituality may mean that it is for Buddha. For somebody else, it is for Jesus. For somebody else, spirituality means to be bowing down to one a herbalist or something, or one shrine. So you must clarify, what does this thing mean? Intimacy as a couple, for you, is it physical? For you, is it more emotional? For you, is it more verbal? We have to. In my experience, this is one of the most revealing questions, and that's the truth. Most couples have widely different definitions of intimacy. For one partner, it's physical. For the other, it's conversation. When this goes unspoken, both partners feel chronically unfulfilled. And that's the truth. The last question, what is one area where we honestly know we are currently out of alignment? I call this question the bravest question. It encourages grace and courage. This is not about blame. It's about honesty in a safe space. Remember, naming it is the first act of repair. Naming the gap, naming the issue, naming the value, naming the vision is the first act of repair. So as we wrap up, 3 tools to build alignment. These are practical, simple, they are life-changing when practiced consistently. When practiced consistently, we are done with the diagnosis. Now we want to explore the tools. These are not complex programs. They are simple rituals that, when practiced consistently, transform marriages. Number one, the first tool is the weekly alignment check-in. Every week, 20 minutes. 3 questions. How are you feeling, my dear? How are you doing? What are you needing? Where do you need my support this week? That 20 minutes, it's a very powerful deposit, emotional deposit that you will give your partner every week. Just check in. How are you feeling? What are you needing? What do you need my support? Where do you need my support this week? I call it the most accessible tool. 20 minutes, no agenda, no performance, just two people choosing to see each other. And I'll encourage you and your partner to schedule like a meeting. Schedule this like a meeting. Why? Because it is the most important one you both will ever have. The same way you take a office meeting seriously, take the engagement and meeting with your partner seriously as well, because it means a lot to them. Number two, the vision board conversation once a year together. Revisit your shared goals, celebrate the progress, recalibrate your direction. This is not a pin and interest exercise. We cut a paper and then, oh, I want to be in Paris, and then you pin it on the wall. Oh, I want to be in Istanbul. Vacation. While that may be a part of it, but this one is an annual covenant conversation. Checking where are we now? Where do we want to be? What do we need to change? Some couples do this on their anniversary. So make it your own exercise, make it your ritual as well. Even if it's not going to be your anniversary, pick that day of the year. The same way organizations, they have strategic meeting, strategic planning. They look at what have they been doing, what do they need to improve on, what do they need to change, what do they need to incorporate, and all of that. And the last tool, the repair ritual. When misalignment happens, and trust me, it will. Misalignment is something that will happen. It's just like you have told yourself, oh, new year, new resolution. But first week of the new year, you've already forgotten all the resolution. When you catch yourself, bring yourself back. And this is what this is talking about. When misalignment happens, it will happen. Use these phrases in your marriage. I felt disconnected when so and so happened. What I need is so. Can we find a way together to achieve this need? When you use these three phrases, it just helps your marriage to, instead of, I don't like the way you did that. You just embarrassed me. This and this. No. When you use this kind of phrase, I felt disconnected when you spoke about us like that in the family meeting. But what I actually need is so. So can we find a way together to, for the sake of other times, we manage how we speak about ourselves in the public or in the midst of family or external people? So I once had, David and Miriam case at hand. After 5 years of mounting tension, they were given the repair phrase tool the same night after their session. Miriam used it. According to them, David didn't respond perfectly, but he listened. The next morning, he tried it back. 3 years later, they told the story of how these three sentences became the bridge back to each other. And that's an example of a couple, So you do not need a perfect marriage. You need a marriage that knows how to come back. The Bible says a righteous man falleth 7 times, but he will what? He will rise again. So the repair ritual is the difference between a marriage that endures and a marriage that thrives. I need us to stop chasing perfect. There is no perfect marriage anywhere. Start practicing repair. Every couple breaks alignment principle. The question is, do you know how to return to each other? And as I close, remember this. You did not marry a project to manage. You married a person to journey with. Whether you've been married for just 1 year, 2 years, 20 years, or you are an intending couple or eligible single, like our hosts have tagged it, the reality is Whoever you are going to be married to or whoever you are married to is not a project to manage. You are married to a person you need to journey with. And before this conference ends, I need you to have your first alignment conversation. Pick one of those questions that we talked about on the alignment check. And I encourage you to start from there. Take the specific and simple but immediate step, one question tonight. That is all you need to begin. Alignment. Finally, alignment is not a destination. It is the daily, courageous, beautiful choice to keep choosing each other. Alignment is not a destination. It is the daily, courageous, beautiful choice to keep choosing each other. Thank you all for your courage to be present, and I appreciate your time. I hope I did not. Okay. Thank you, and have a good one. There's any question?
Thank you so much, Coach. That was very insightful. So many nuggets to take away. Irrespective, you've touched on so many parts that is applicable for everyone, whether it's an intended couple, like I mentioned earlier. I know there's some people who are joining us who are engaged, whether they are married, single. There's so many things to take away from this session. The floor is open. We have a remainder of 10 minutes to ask any questions. Feel free to raise your hand, unmute, write it in the chat. Any questions you will have for the coach, anything that you need clarity on, the floor is open. While we wait for questions, please, as we have done for the last 2 sessions, your current feeling, what you are taking away in one word, in one emoji, in one sentence, please, because this is so insightful. You can tell by the 3 coaches we've had today, their passion comes through with what they're saying. All 3 of them are so passionate. All 3 of them have delivered in amazing ways. Please, we're not taking this for granted. We thank each and every coach that has shared their wisdom so passionately and intentionally with us this afternoon, this morning, this evening. If there are any questions, please write them in the comments. Please unmute, raise your hand. We are ready to attend to your question. We have one takeaway from Wango. She says, vision is not agreeing on everything, but the destination. Wow. Thank you so much. What are your takeaways? What are your takeaways in the form of an emoji, one word, one sentence? And any questions, please, for the honorable coach, please share your question. This is your time. This is your moment. Any questions you may have, please write them in the comment section. Raise your hand, unmute. Irrespective of if you are married, if you are single, the questions are not limited. I noticed that some of the singles now will probably be quiet, but this is your time. Eventually, you won't, I'm sure after today's sessions we've had, you won't be an eligible single for much longer. At least I don't intend to be. So please ask your questions now. Agreement, Ms. Evelyn said, agreement is not uniformity, it is a shared direction. Wow, Coach Mataya, you can see people are taking a lot away from the short time we had with you. Thank you so much, sir. All 3 coaches are wonderful and impactful, absolutely. Alignment in marriage is key. Alignment. I think that's the one word that was reiterated through this final session we had today, alignment and direction. Thank you so much once again. Shared values. For me, I will share mine. Shared values, shared vision, and shared language. These are the 3 things that I would take away. They came in a bit of a framework, and the common word there is shared. You have to share these things. And as the honorable coach said, that vision must not be assumed, it must be spoken, meaning that you have to have a conversation about it. At the end of the day, you've come to journey together. Why not? Yes, please, the vision guide, honorable coach Oye Esther, please, you can unmute yourself. Or is it your husband that has the question?
Yeah,
Both of you?
it's not a question. Thank you so much, Ms.
Okay.
Malika. I just feel it's good for me to let you know that, the way you're feeling. How many minutes have we been with coach? I call him mentor because he's my mentor. Mentor Preview for 1 hour. And I just want to let you know that your coach as a coach, your mentor as a mentor. And this is somebody that I know that I can always call upon anytime I die. I know that sir, please, anytime you're free, I need to draw from your well of wisdom. And I'm glad you're able to make it today to listen to him. And he's somebody I can listen to again and again. I've been privileged by grace to listen to him one-on-one. You know, that kind of father-daughter thing? So I just want to rub it on your faces. That father-daughter thing, I'm enjoying it right now. All right, I want to say thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. And he's still going to be sharing tomorrow. So the couple thing is not over yet. So vision alignment is not over yet. So he's still going to be digging deep again tomorrow on couples alignment and every other thing. Please don't miss out. And we have a session tomorrow also in the morning, couples therapy session. Please don't miss out. I said it at the beginning. What I did at the beginning was just to let us know what is to come, is to what to expect. So you cannot miss a foundation who is faulty and you want to lay block. You cannot say, I don't need the healing session, I just want to listen. These sessions comes hand in hand. Please, I'm employing you to ensure that you are available tomorrow morning. And tomorrow, the beautiful thing is because we are spiritual people, we are people of faith, and we believe that everything is spiritual. We are going a little bit spiritual tomorrow. So we have the early morning session, which is couples therapy. And we have the parenting aspect, which is godly parenting. And after that, we are going to pray. And after the prayers, we are going to we are going to have a break. Miss Malika is going to help us and tell us more about that. I just want to personally say thank you to my mentor that's joining all the way from Canada. It's not because it's easy for him. He's busy at this time. He has a lot of things on the table. But he said to me, don't worry. I already booked my calendar for you for these 2 days. And I'm not taking that for granted, sir. I appreciate you. And I honor you, sir. God bless you. All right, over to you, Ms. Malika.
Thank you so much, Coach. I don't know if we appreciate the fact that you're rubbing it in our face, but we say thank you anyway. God bless you. Even while you're speaking, people are still dropping their takeaways. Stop finding perfect, practice repair. Giving so many thanks. If the media team could put up the schedule that we have for this 2-day conference, I would really appreciate it because there's a lot of questions as well, talking about what time we are starting and ending tomorrow. So please remember, we are having a global conference. These 2 days is a global conference. You can tell it's a global conference because our first coach, she joined us and educated us from the Netherlands. Coach Chidima, all the way from Nigeria, our third and not least coach is from Canada. So tomorrow we're going worldwide again. Media team, the schedule, please. Worldwide again. So day 2, we will be we have different timings, so we'll obviously share the schedule of the different timings according to where the majority of participants are joining from. So our first session is from 11 a.m. Which I want us to note that this is in CET timing. So we do have another flyer that will be shared with regards to the different times. Our first session will be couples therapeutic session. Again, I want to emphasize this. If you are an eligible single here and you're seeing all of these things saying couples, and you're already signing yourself out, please don't. You would have seen that from the beginning to this point, we have been building our houses. We have been on a journey. We've been given so many building blocks. So don't write yourself off and don't sign yourself out just because it says couples. There's something for you to learn. There's something for you to practice and put into perspective for your future. So we have a couples therapeutic session. We have our faith-based session, which is titled When Vision Holds the Home. This is for parents and intending parents. We'll also have a prayer session. As Coach Oya Esther said, we believe we are spiritual people. So we'll be having a prayer session, of which we'll have networking after, seeking clarity for individuals, and a very, very hot topic at the moment, responsible AI. This is a hot topic worldwide. I'm sure we all know, most people are partakers of AI. How do we use this responsibly in our families? Those will be the sessions for tomorrow. And rooted in vision. Rooted in vision will be the final session for tomorrow for parents and intended parents. So we have a bit of couples, a bit some segments for parents or intending parents. And again, like I said, if you're an eligible single, please do not write yourself off. There is something here for you to learn as well. Day 2, the timings is published on our screens for our countries in Zimbabwe, we have Nigeria, we have Canada. So this is published for you to see what time you should be joining according to your time zone. Please be prompt, please be on time. If you believe that day 1 was jam-packed full of knowledge, trust and believe me, you don't want to miss day 2. You do not want to miss day 2. Day 2 is, as I've gone through, is full of different areas to be covered. Netherlands, please join at 11 a.m. your time. Doha, Qatar. We'll be coming to Qatar as well tomorrow. I don't want to give any spoilers, but I told you this is a global conference with global speakers. Qatar will have Kenya. Please join at 12 p.m. your time. Canada, 5 a.m. I know it's early, but it will be worth your time. 11 a.m. for South Africa and Zimbabwe. Nigeria, 10 a.m. Cameroon, 10 a.m. UK, 10 a.m. and USA, 5 a.m. Please be on time. Please be prompt. To all our honorable coaches that have taken us through today and shared your various nuggets of wisdom, we really appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you so much. Everybody who has been a partaker of today, I'm sure has at least one thing. And before we leave, please, it will be nice of you. I know we did this at the beginning. Please drop your flags. Where have you joined us from today? And also your emojis. How did you feel at the beginning? What was your expectation? Did this fulfill your expectation? How are you ready for tomorrow? How have you prepared yourself for tomorrow? Are you looking forward to tomorrow? Please, if your notebook is not full, trust and believe me, it will be full by tomorrow. I can guarantee you that. Bring your notebooks, pens, highlighters. Make sure you have a comfy place because day 2 is bound to be jam-packed full of knowledge. This has been definitely worth my time, and I'm sure it has been worth your time. As we round up, I would like to say thank you to every participant who has made the time to join us today. We do not take it for granted. Thank you so much. You could have been anywhere, but as Coach Omatayo said, it's encouraging to see that you have come to better yourself. It's something that you have positioned yourself to learn. If you're not learning, you're not growing. That's something I always say. So you've come here to learn. You intend to grow, whether that's as an eligible single, as an engaged couple. So we just want to say thank you for joining us. And once again, to all the coaches who has come, spent your time, energy, and given us various nuggets of wisdom to impact our journey, which continues tomorrow. We sincerely appreciate you. We thank you and God bless you. For the speakers who have kept quiet for today, but you're gearing up for tomorrow, we appreciate you. We see you and we will see you all tomorrow. God bless you. Media team will put the timings again. The timings again while we do sign up. Drop your emojis, drop your flags. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Nigeria. Thank you, Qatar. Thank you, Germany. Thank you so much, Dr. Abigail.
Today we'll learn, today we'll grow, discover truths we need to know. For every family, every home, you found a place where hearts belong. Welcome to the Holistic Family Life Conference, where vision becomes clear. Welcome to a place of healing, a place to conquer fear. Welcome to a place of healing, a place to conquer fear. Together we'll grow. Together we'll